Wild Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is episode 963 of the Two Dum Yinzers. I want to say to everybody today, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be tuning in from. Glad to see everybody today. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Michael, how are you, man?
Brother, I'm happy to be here.
I like the thumbnail today. It has the picture of Mike, and it's you got your scarlet on, and it's all about France and wee and French fries and all these other kind of things. I like it, Mike. I do like. I got to admit, the thumbnail was pretty fire today.
You know what they say, brother. Yinzers in Paris. It's provocative. It gets the people talking.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's exciting. Of course, the big news came out yesterday. We got a leak on the schedule. Our Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike, they will be playing week 7. Apparently, they'll be playing the New Orleans Saints in France. The first game ever to be played in Paris, France. The Steelers and the Saints will be going at it October 25. October 25th, Mike, just a week, a little less than a week before Halloween. It's going to be a 9:30 game in Paris, France. Wee, yeah, baby.
I got my baguettes. I got my cigarettes. I'm ready to go.
I got my French fries and I got my French toast. I'm ready to go, baby.
I'm ready to go find my brethren in Versailles from North. Let them know I'm from North Versailles.
And you thought I knew a lot about Spanish whenever we were talking Spanish last week. You just wait till you see the French that I know, Mike. It's scary.
It's going to be scary, brother. I'm pumped up. Vanilla Thunder in France, hanging out with the mimes. Gonna go to the Louvre, see the The Louvre, going to see the Mona Lisa. Yeah, I can't wait, brother. Get me some culture.
I'm gonna have to pull out Euro trip before that game to get reacclimated with the culture in Europe. Guys, the Steelers heading back to France. We'll talk about that in just a moment, guys. A few things going on before we do get started today. I do want to say Paul Skeens, it's becoming a regular that he flirts with no hitters. It's going to just be a matter of time before it finally happens. Last night, Paul Skeens held the Colorado Rockies scoreless through 8 innings, only giving up 2 hits total. He went 7 innings without giving up any hits, Mike. Then a guy, it was a little bit earlier than that, but a guy bunted the ball to break up the no-hitter. Another dude ends up getting a hit later on. Neither of them come to anything, Mike, as Paul Skeens for the day wraps up a 8 innings pitch, 2-hit, 10 strikeout game, and his ERA, Mike, is back under 2. You remember when he started that first game of the year against the Mets and O'Neal Cruz was out there just messing around in the outfield, Mike, and his ERA was way up. It is now back down under 2. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like he's given up many runs entirely all season. Every time the guy plays, he is in flirting with a no-no, and it's a lot of fun.
He is, man. He struck out the first 10 or had 10 strikeouts.
Struck out the first 6 guys.
His first 6 guys, that's right. The guy with the bunt right there, I know people hate that. I like that. That's a good heady baseball play right there. It's, well within the rules. Yes, it sucks when it happens to our guy, but we've done it before in the past. You got to do what you got to do to get on base. You got to earn that no-hitter. You got to earn that perfect game. And Skeens, I guess he said, he mouthed a nice bunt. When the guy did that, he was like, I wasn't mad at the guy. Let's say it was a nice bunt. But then after that bunt, he proceeded to get 3 outs on 3 or 4 pitches right after that. So didn't affect him at all. Paul Skeens, like you're saying, his ERA is back down to 1.94?
1.98.
Oh, 1.98. Yeah, his career average is like 1.94, 1.93. And this was after that horrendous opening day game. He might be the greatest pitcher of all time. He did at one. They showed a stat. It came across. He hasn't done. Forget what he did, but it was the first time it happened since 1893.
Yeah.
This guy's always compared to people that are in black and white photographs. So that's usually a good thing.
It's just a matter of time, Mike, before he gets that no-hitter. As a matter of fact, I think he'll have multiple no-hitters when it's all said and done.
I hope so.
The guy's going to do amazing things. Again, he has the Pittsburgh Pirates sitting at 23-19. Mike, game 2 of the series against the Rockies tonight at home, 6:40 start. Game 2 of 3. Pirates win yesterday 3-1 to take the 1-0 lead in the series. Also, Mike, speaking of baseball, the Pitt baseball team, they beat Penn State 11-7. Has no relevance to the show. We never even talk about Pitt baseball, but I always like to let you know when we beat your team. So there you go, Mike. Pitt over Penn State 11-7 in the baseball game. And finally, Mike, we'll talk a little bit of football. I did mention it yesterday, which I was kind of upset with myself because there was no reason that I didn't. I just forgot. Mike, the UFL over the weekend, they did play week 7. St. Louis beats Columbus 31-20, improving their record to 5-2 on the season. Louisville beats DC 30-13, improving them to 3-4. DC drops to 5-2. On Saturday, Birmingham beats Dallas 21-17, and then on Sunday, Mike, the Orlando beats Houston 24-23. Next week will be week 8. Starting on Friday, again, all the way through the weekend, week 8 of this UFL season, guys. So got a little bit of football on your TV, a little American football if you like, coming back on Friday again, all the way to week 8, and then they do a 1-round playoff and then the championship. So about 4 weeks total, maybe a month, give or take, of UFL football, guys. But it's just getting us along as everything else is. Today is May 13th. We're halfway through May. And you got to remember, when the calendar changes over to June here in a couple of weeks, you got to say to yourself, geez, the Steelers are going to be in camp next month. Next month.
It's just right around the corner. It's I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the pads popping, helms cracking, the fights that are going to happen. I can't wait for it, brother.
Absolutely, guys. And I do want to say welcome to everybody on the terrible board today. Glad to see us. It is hump day, everybody.
No, I said hump everything. What? Too much.
And we are in the house today. It is Wednesday. It is Hump Day. It is episode 963. And we're just, I don't know, what are we, 35 episodes away, 37 episodes away from the big 1,000, the 5-year mark coming up this July. A lot of stuff coming down the pike. We cannot wait as we are coming upon that mark, Mike, to get in the thousandth episode of the show. Very, very excited here on the show, guys. Mike, real quick, anything go down for you today, yesterday? Anything to talk about before we get started?
Yeah, I had I had a little rumble in the belly because I've been surviving on sheets and hot dog water from the truck stop. Okay, if my camera would work here, trying to find out where the Ayahuasca Express is, I go a little rumble in the belly. So
Yeah.
I go. It comes out nice and solid. I'm good, brother. I'm ready to go. I'm thinking I can get back out there, go watch some more Drew Aller film. I started wiping. And as I'm wiping, it comes flowing out like chocolate soft serve frosty, bro. And yeah, so let this be a lesson to everyone. Don't drink the hot dog water from your local truck stop.
Words from the Yinzer wise. There you go.
It was a rough one. The things I do for the show to find out what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and the Ayahuasca Express.
You know, I didn't even know about this, and I wasn't even leading into that. However, I had no clue. I was just like, all right, let's see if anything happened with Mike today. But there you go, everybody. Mike has terrible diarrhea, and he wants everybody to know about it.
I thought you overheard me talk about it yesterday at the studio.
I
was
heard
giving
nothing.
a debrief on Aaron Rodgers, and I thought you wanted me to talk about it.
I knew nothing. I heard nothing, and now I'm not going to eat probably till this late this afternoon. But you know what? That's all right, guys.
I'm doing what I can to get Tyrone off the Taco Bell.
Oh, Mike, why would you do that?
I thought everyone was trying to help him, and I'm coming through.
Cody says this, Mike. He says, so pretty much you took a tater. Dropping a tater. There you go, guys. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you be tuning in from. Glad to see everybody today in Steeler Nation. This is the Two Dum Yinzers. Welcome back, guys. Tomorrow is scheduled day. That's right. And Mike, there's a lot of things to talk about in regards to the schedule coming out tomorrow. We did get a leak. We spoke yesterday a little bit about that. I said, keep your eyes open. There will be leaks, and there are leaks. And matter of fact, the whole list of teams that are playing in Europe this year, that was leaked yesterday. We'll get into that schedule shortly. A lot of things to talk about, Mike, again, as the questions swirl around the Steel City about Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to be here? Is he not going to be here? Is he going to sign? Is he not? Also, Mike, the trip to Europe, again, for 2 years in a row, the Steelers were the home team last year in Ireland when they took on the Minnesota Vikings and got the dub in Europe last season. Mike, going back for a second straight year to take on Tyler Shuck in the New Orleans Saints. I like this matchup. And at the end of the day, it's an away game. So it's one game that we're not going to have to play in an away team stadium. And I like that. So we could go over there and kind of have a good time, win that football game, come back home and get ready to continue on. But again, Mike, the Pittsburgh Steelers on October 25th in Paris, France, 9:30 a.m. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they'll be playing the very first game ever in Paris, France. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. I'm kind of at odds with this. And I seen a message on here, and I'm just going to talk about this briefly. What is it about this game that rubs you wrong, you might ask? The fact that the Saints have a French emblem on the side of their effing helmet. That stupid thing that everyone always goes, what is that? Oh, that's just a French thing. So there you go, guys. If you want to find any kind of dumb storylines that really have nothing to do with anything, we are going to play the Saints in France, and they have that dumb little French thing on the side of their helmet. So Mike, maybe they might have the advantage in this game.
I don't want to delve deep in the conspiracies, but just saying, they're the home team. They got the French connection going on. I don't like this at all. Everything screams towards we're gonna get the francophones, we're gonna get the frogs, whatever they're called, a win.
Yeah,
I like
baby.
it. I don't trust it one bit. It's going to be rigged against your Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to throw. It's going to be a flag day on Porter Island because they're just going to call everything on them to get a win for the other team.
Also,
my boys' numbers.
Also, we're going to touch on another important dates coming up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A little talk about a man named Dunker. Also, Mike, what one says about a present Pittsburgh Steeler, comparing him to a Pittsburgh Steeler great of the past. We'll get into all that today. Welcome to the show. Glad to see everybody. Let's get on the terrible board and let's go. As Cody spelled it, go, as they do in French. I don't know if his is spelled correctly, but I understand where he's going in that very last message. Let's get back to the terrible board. What's up, everybody? Sash, always great seeing Sash on the terrible board. He says, what up, folks? What up, dude? Always great seeing Sash all the way from Switzerland. Good day to have Sash on the terrible board, as the Steelers, Mike, are scheduled to play in Europe here in a few months, about 5 months still. Let's go to Sash here. He follows up by saying there's a direct train from Zurich, Switzerland to Paris. Can make it there in 4 hours. I hope I can get a ticket. That'd be great, man. That's awesome. I hope that you get down there, Sash. I hope that you could go down and have a good time and bring our Steelers victory. I sure won't be there because, again, I don't know, the government's playing a bunch of games with IDs and real IDs. I'm just not playing it yet, so I don't see me getting on a plane to Paris anytime soon. But you know what, Sash? You're right there. I hope that you do make it there, and I hope that you have a great time, because I know that Sash will definitely bring our Steelers a victory. Let's go to Tortilla, all the way from Sacramento, California, in the house. He says, Steelers in Paris, baby. That's right, Pittsburgh Steelers in Paris, coming down the pike, Mike, a little over 5 months away, October 25.
Can't wait. I hate the international game, but I can't wait.
Jamal, always great seeing Jamal in the house. He says, gang, my man, always great seeing you, sir. Hope things are well for you down in Texas. It is starting to warm up here a little bit in Western PA. I'm sure Texas is probably pretty toasty. Always great to see my man Jamal on the terrible board. Everybody, let's go on to Sash. Sash comes back in it, and he says this, but the EU games usually sell out within minutes because people from all over Europe go there. We have crazy public transport, so you can get anywhere with no trouble. Well, I hope you make it, Sash. We'll keep an eye open. We'll keep an ear open for ticket sales and all this stuff. We'll try to make sure we help you get down there, man. That'd be awesome. We could have Sash live, as he's reporting from Paris, France. There you go, guys. Tortilla says this. He says Rudolph is going to get jumped in France. Wouldn't you just shit if he gets jumped in France? Skylar Thompson, of course, getting assaulted last year in Ireland. Jamal says, I hope so. I hope they whoop his ass, he's saying. And you know what? So do I, Jamal. I'm right there with you. Let's go to Darth Jar Jar. Darth Jar Jar, welcome to the show. Welcome to the terrible board. Darth says this. Woo, Wembley needs to elbow someone every other game. He wasn't messing around.
That was full on intent. And then afterwards say, I didn't mean to do it, is just pure peak. I love Wemby for doing that. And they go, I didn't do that. He channeled his inner Karl Malone.
Yeah.
His own teammate was like, holy shit, I can't believe he did that.
Welcome to the show, Darth. Also, I do want to say what's up to Just Learning. Just Learning says, What Little Orphan Annie is, it's a good movie. What Little Orphan Annie? It's a good movie. LOL. Cody says this, 1893, the last time Browns won a playoff game. Jamal, LOL. Andy Palmer. I do want to say what's up to Cody, my man. Always great seeing Cody in the house. And I do want to say what's up to Andy Palmer. He says this, why does everyone hate the Steelers when they go overseas? It's out of the norm. It's just different. People have their routines. People have their lives. Every Sunday afternoon, it's just kind of expected to be able to sit down in front of your TV and watch a Steeler game. And also the fact that it's a 9:25 start, a 9:30 start in the morning. So, again, for people in Western PA. And what about California? I mean, look at Tortilla. He's out in Sacramento. He's going to have to get up at 6:30 in the morning, his time, to watch the game. So things like that, I think. I don't think it's anything beyond that. I really just think that it's a little bit of a hiccup maybe in people's daily routines, perhaps. That's it for me, because at the end of the day, I don't care. They're still playing football. They're still getting the results. They're still doing what they do. But at the end of the day, it just takes you out of your norm. It takes you, as I said, instead of waking up and reading the paper and getting ready to watch the Steelers at 1, you're getting up at 6:30 in the morning. Again, even earlier than that if you're in California to watch the game. So I think that's what it ultimately comes down to, Andy. And I do want to say welcome to the show, Andy Palmer. Welcome to the terrible board. Great seeing you. Welcome to the show. And Somber as well. I never mean to leave Somber out. Somber also SoCal, but not LA. in the sticks.
In the sticks.
Let's move on though. Let's go right here to Cody. Cody says Penn State. Also, Tortilla says Penn State was the has the best Navy in the world, Mike. And Penn State has the best Navy in the world. I'm not sure what that makes or what that means, but let's go.
Apparently they do, brother.
Do that. I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to move on.
I don't either, but we're rocking with it.
Let's go.
A win is a win.
To Tyrone. He says JPJ, the GOAT, will be in Paris. That's right, baby. But you know what? I disagree with you. I disagree with Tyrone because the GOAT won't be in Paris. The GOAT will be in Western Ohio that day. That's right, Tortilla. Tyrone, you were the GOAT. But yes, I guess JPJ will be in Paris if that's what you were referring to. Always great seeing my man Tyrone in the house. Hope things are going good for you, brother. And you know what's so weird, Mike? You know how the just mind association, you see something and you think of something. I don't think of Taco Bell anymore without thinking of Tyrone. I don't. It's just it's that connection that I have.
But that you know what? I think we're all getting there. I think we are.
You know, I love it because I love my Taco Bell. Let's scoot along here a little bit. Let's go to where are we going? We're going to go right here. Tortilla says Vanilla Thunder ate a catfish from the river. You don't want none of these catfish from this river, believe me.
Wait. Full disclosure, we had a scallop mullet connection. Me and Jennings Dunker were out there fishing. We were both trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with Aaron Rodgers. It got late. We got hungry. We ate catfish. We got cold. The scallop mullets may have snuggled to stay warm. It's what we do to build the team. Okay? Don't question it.
We got part of the river just right down over the hill from where we're at, and I would never, maybe when I was younger, and it wasn't thinking, throw something on and we'll eat it, but certainly not now, especially not.
Yeah, I haven't lived until you eaten out of the Ohio River.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Let's go to Cody. So you pretty much took a tater. He's saying, Mike, he says you pretty much took a tater.
Mm-hmm.
Let's scoot along here. Go to Cody. He says, you know, you're a real football sicko when you get pumped for a schedule release. That's right, baby. We are full of sickos. That is what we got going on here. But sounds about right to me. Somber says, Paris, wee wee. Yes, wee wee wee. Wee wee.
Why are you talking about my wee wee, brother?
That's right. And you know what? You understood that. I'm very impressed, Mike. There you go. Wee wee. A lot of wee wee talk this fall. I could feel it. A lot of wee talk.
You know, they say the French are very passionate lovers. It kind of sounds like the kind of perverts talking about wee-wees all the time. Ain't not wrong about that, brother, but I'm just saying it's a little sus.
All right, who knows? Who knows what we're going to have this fall, Mike, when the Steelers travel to Paris, France to take on the New Orleans Saints in the very first game, NFL game in Paris, France, guys, coming October 25th. Steelers Saints. It's a 9:30 start Eastern Standard Time right here in the Western PA. Guys, let's go to Isaac. What's up, Isaac? Always great seeing you back on the terrible board. He says the French connection. That's right, baby. The fries, the toast, the bread. We got it all right here, baby. The French connection in the house. Tortilla says this. I do want to say, Isaac, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the terrible board. Great to see you. Tortilla says, I'm sure they will have a fun time, though, saying the name Tyler Shuck. Yes, probably. French kisses. Just learning. Always great seeing just learning on the terrible board. French kisses. That's another one.
There's a really good export by the French.
I'm seeing a lot of jokes being coming out of this when it's all said and done. Cody says, pretty sure they speak French in Louisiana. Let's go. That's a home game for them. That's what I'm saying. That dumb little thing on the side of their helmet. It's it kind of gives them the home field advantage, if you ask me. But I don't know. Don't go by me. Brandon says the Steelers suck. There you go, Brandon. He says not even the best team in Pennsylvania because those 6 trophies don't mean anything next to Philadelphia's 1 or whatever the fuck they got over there. Let's scoot along. He said, I'm going to go to Jamal. He says this, you're right, Cody, but I promise you there are more Steeler fans in Paris than Saints fans. You're probably right.
Might be right, brother.
How many?
When you travel, do you see Saints fans?
Or Eagles fans, like it's the moron that's just commented before him. Do you go everywhere and see a terrible Philadelphia Eagles towel on the moon, at the war, at the Olympics, anything of any relevance? Does people pop anything out that says Philadelphia Phillies? There you go. Not even the best team in Pennsylvania. That's right. They are the best team in the NFL. Might not be right now, but you start counting the things that matter, and you're going to find out real soon that They're up there. Jamal, we got that one. Let's scoot up here to Sauce. Sauce says the only problem is in Paris, it smells like piss. It smells like piss. And I hear that a lot about European countries, as a matter of fact. It's nice. It's a nice city, but it smells like piss everywhere because of the wee, I'm guessing, right?
I think so, because all the wee talking, brother. And they just wees flopping around everywhere, piss flying everywhere.
Just learning says this. He says French babes. That's right, French babes. Mark Malone, always great seeing Mark Malone in the house. The legend Mark Malone, he says Tater will be there. And I'm sure I think that's a hop, skip, and a jump from Ireland. I think he's going to walk.
I don't think Tater is allowed outside of Northern Ireland. I think the UN issued a non-binding resolution saying he's not allowed to leave Northern Ireland.
He's probably just going to go over to England and catch the Channel. Maybe the Channel, Mike, he'll catch and get onto the mainland of Europe and go from there.
I can see him riding over in the bus like the hooligans from Euro Trip.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go here. Let's go to Tortilla. He says, we've been to Cleveland, no biggie. That's right. That's what I tell people when they talk about, the bad neighborhoods. Like, if you ever go to Mississippi, they have the worst neighborhoods. Don't go here in California. I'm thinking, I was in Cleveland, bro. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be fine. Believe me. Let's go to Somber. He says they do, Cody. Creole? Creole? Is that
Creole?
Word? Creole. What is that?
Creole. It's a it's like a French dialect that's mixed with the local languages down south that originated from like the slave cultures and stuff, or colonies, and the French language there. I think, don't quote me on this, I think they all kind of like intermingled with all the different languages and then get Creole, which is like a form of French.
They definitely do talk different. I certainly know from working in the past at a place where we had people come in from New Orleans, Mike. Very interesting accent for sure. Let's go here to Jamal. He says to 81 degrees here in Texas right now. I think that we're about, I don't know what we're going to hit today, but it is getting warmer here. I would expect, obviously, Texas is probably going to get hot as always. But thank you for the update, Jamal. I appreciate it, my friend. Also, Cody says this. Hopefully McCarthy doesn't do that Tomlin BS and leave the day before the game. Who knows? Again, we're going to learn all kind of stuff about the Steelers team coming up because we don't know. We just don't know. We don't know what to expect, and I kind of dig that a breakup of the monotony, Let's go here to Ty. Ty says Steelers travel well. Absolutely, better than anybody. I don't care what anybody says. Better than anybody. Who the hell goes to Arizona and fills up their stadium? I don't really ever see the Eagles doing that, or the Cowboys, or the Patriots, or the Ravens, or anybody. That's just one stadium. Let's talk about L.A. Let's talk about everywhere. Come on. Tortilla says, nah, we showing up late. Chad, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Chad Trader on the terrible board. He says, what's up, Ryan and Mike? Here we go. Steelers, here we go. That's right, baby.
What up, brother?
That's right. And again, as I said, as that calendar changes over to June in a couple weeks, we're just going to be saying, guys, we have football camp next month. If you think about it. Let's do scoot along here. Somber says 6:30 a.m. football. Yay. That's what I'm saying. I feel bad for the guys out in California, the guys out in Vegas, or anybody. Mike, again, I feel bad for us at 9:30 in the morning. However, geez, oh man, or what if you're in Hawaii? It's probably 2 in the morning. Who knows what time it's going to be out there? But there you go. Let's go to something. Tortilla says, I honestly don't mind. The only thing that sucks at a game is at 6 a.m. Is your shit faced by 10 a.m.
That's a win because you still have time for a nap, sober up, and you got your rest of your day to keep drinking.
And that's why I thought that you would instantly like it, Mike. I thought, you know what, you probably dig that. You get up early and do your drinking at 6 in the morning.
I can say I still have drinks nightly, but the amount of drinks have gone down. The more I, all my medication. So the drinking ain't there no more.
You're slipping, cause Cody says
I know, right?
They do that voodoo shit. They do that voodoo shit. Yeah. I mean, that's something else that people know about down in New Orleans for sure, is all the voodoo stuff. They talk about, of course, Mardi Gras down there is a big thing. I do want to say good afternoon. I guess, good afternoon for Christine as well. Christine at Go Black and Gold. Always great seeing Christine on the terrible board. She says, I'm a little bummed about Paris because I was planning on going to New Orleans for that day. Get out. Hey, go to Paris. Take a flight overseas. I guess that cost a few more dollars, but it would still be neat to go to. Like I said, I support Sauce. I hope that he makes it down there. Hopefully Christine. But again, going overseas, Mike, that's a little bit of a difference than taking the trek down to Louisiana.
Yeah, just a few extra dollars, a few extra miles.
Sauce says, hey guys, Crimea River primetime games are 2:20 a.m. for me, and I have to work the next day. Shush.
I think you win.
I feel for you. I really do. I really do. Because again, I'm crying at something that I got to get up at 6 a.m. on a Sunday. So I feel, man, that's crazy. Cody says, and read minds, Mike. They do voodoo shit and read minds. Cody says,
it's gonna be a quick mind read for Cody. It's gonna be an echo.
You got 30 seconds, Cody. Come here. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says, yeah, that sucks, Sauce, for sure, dude. I hope you make it, man. I hope that it all works out for the New Orleans games and then for those other games as you're talking about. The 2:30 ones, that is crazy. Let's go to Mark Maloney. He says this, the Sandusky Cock Snorkelers. The Sandusky Cock Snorkelers.
That's a good one.
The Sandusky Cock Snorkelers. Also, let's go Tyrone. Tyrone says this, I'm converting y'all like I did with JPJ was the GOAT. Let's go to Somber. Sucks to suck. It sucks to suck. That's almost ingenious, actually. But let me move on. Tortilla says, nah, Mark Malone was right. Let JPJ walk. Tyrone says, I will get the last laugh. Guys. Chad, always great seeing Chad. He says this is Steeler talk and not to talk about wee-wees. No comment, LOL. Just a little something special, a little extra credit for you. Little wee-wee talk in there. Let's go to Somber. He says Eagles were founded in 1933 and won their first Super Bowl in 2018. Almost a full century of failure. Go find another chat. Loser. You know what? For Somber being, I mean, come on, he was right in place. He was, you know what I mean? He was ready to jump as soon as that dude made that comment. I'm gonna have Somber on for an early candidate for the game ball, like just because of his readiness. Very comparing to Dunker, Mike. Very he is ready. I'm reading, and he's leading the way out there. I'm going to talk about that here shortly. But Somber, you are going to be on the candidate list for the game ball of the day because again, Mike, just like that. Look at that. Somber doesn't play around. We had little Brandon came in here and started talking shit, and Somber says this: Eagles were founded in 1933 and won their first Super Bowl in 2018. Almost had a full century of failure. Go find another chat, loser. That's come on. I got him on the list of candidates. Thank you, Somber. You are the man. Let's go here to Cody. Cody says, boo, no one likes a quitter, Mike.
Did I say I quit? I didn't say I quit.
He didn't know.
I cut back some.
Let's go to that is a big disappointment, Mike. That would be a big disappointment. Let's go here to Sauces, and I watch every game. No exceptions. I'm sorry if I'm dead at work the next day, so be it. Yeah, I'm the same way, man.
Champion right there.
Because you only have 17 of them a year. You know what I mean? We have 366 days, depending. And if you have to cut out on a little bit of sleep for 17 days of the 365, I listen. It's worth it to me. Again, we wait all season. We wait all year. We wait all year for the Steelers to play. So. I like that. I like the dedication. Again, I think a lot of us are the same way. I will bitch and complain about it every step of the way with this game, like being at 8:30 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning, local time, Paris, France. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, it's all going to go into the final record. It's all going to go into what's going to get us into the playoffs. So we are all going to be up pretty much for all these games. Sosh, I can't wait to keep up with this. I hope you do make it to Paris. Cody says, can anyone give me a card? You know what? I think we have someone. Don't we have a card reader? I think somebody that we had on the show before, she was in that she was in the ghost
Yeah.
hunting team, and
Mhm.
she actually offered. She says, if you guys ever want me to come on to do a tarot card reading, maybe let me get a hold of her today. Cody, maybe let me see what I could do. I know she'll come on. I just don't know. I have to, find her availability. But I think her name was Dawn, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
We'll have Dawn come on and give Cody a tarot read. Let's do scoot along on the board here. Somber is CIA. That is what Cody is saying. Also, Saw says, yo, don't ever do that again, Mike. I was on the left for a second. That's weird and confusing. Ryan has to be on the left. I couldn't agree more. We all, I think we all got a little seasick for a moment there.
I apologize.
No, you better. You apologize to Sosh.
Sosh, I'm going to apologize to Sosh, and Sosh only. I apologize.
All right. Also, Aaron, he says, here we go with the Rockets. Love it, my man. Always great seeing Aaron Jade on the terrible board. Even in the mid-off season, he don't care. He's here with us with the Here We Go Steelers and the Rockets. Always love to see it. And finally, Dude, John is in the house. Always great to see Dude on the terrible board. He says, afternoon, fellas. And also, Sash says, Mike, thank you. Accepted. There you go. Everybody's back on the same page. Guys, let's get into some football talk. The Steelers, we're going to talk, of course, about this game. We're going to talk a little bit about all the teams going off to Europe this year to play. Mike, there's a whole list of them. Actually, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into important dates. We're going to get into some things that's kind of connected with this this European schedule and so much more today, guys, as we get ready for the NFL schedule. Tomorrow at 8:30. 8 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night, the NFL schedule will be released in its entirety. We did, of course, get the leaks yesterday. We're going to talk about that, all that stuff today. Gross. I was just kidding. Cody says, no, we could really do it if you want to do it. I could get a girl in here probably really soon, and she could come and she's just one of these oracles. She's one of these people that's the shit that she does. Could ever come on and give Cody you know what? I think that Cody's afraid to find out what we might learn about him as well.
I think Cody is too, rather. Cody's shook. He's worried, and as he should be.
When are we going to find out about Cody? You know what? Now we have to do this. As a matter of fact, I should call her right now. I have her information somewhere. We'll try to do it on a day that we could have Cody readily available. I know that he's usually busy during the show. He's at work, but we're going to work on that, Cody. Again, I think Cody might, Mike. He might be trying to, again, might be just a little worried about what we may find out.
Yeah, I know he doesn't want his deep, dark secrets spilled.
And you know what? I'm going to be quite honest. I don't know if I want to know what his deep, dark secrets are, but
probably that hamster that stuck upside his butthole.
Tyrone does say Cody the hamster, and also Cody says Jamal know what I'm talking about. Uh-oh. Is it the hamster?
Let me winks.
Oh boy. So guys, we do have the OTA starting on Monday. We do have mandatory minicamp starting on June 2nd, which is right around the corner. Again, today's May 13. OTAs Monday, January or June 2nd minicamp. Let me get into, guys. Let's get into this international schedule because I don't want to go on it all day. We have a lot to talk about the Steelers, so I'm gonna do service here, Mike, and kind of just go through this because again, nobody wants to know when the Ravens are playing the Cowboys or whatever the hell else is going on. So let's just do it because this is what we're going to do. This is what the schedule looks like for the overseas, the European schedule for the NFL this year. Mike, the Rams play the 49ers in week one, September 10th at 8:35. That, Mike, is going to be the 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's in Melbourne, Australia. The Rams and 49ers in Australia. Week 1, 8:35 primetime game to kick off the season. Second on the list, Dallas versus the Ravens. Cowboys versus the Ravens. This is in Rio de Janeiro. That's actually in week 3, September 27. That's a 4:25 start Eastern Standard Time. Third game on the list of the European schedule that was leaked were released yesterday by the NFL. The Washington Commanders, they'll be playing the Indianapolis Colts in London in week 4. That's Sunday, October 4th at 9:30 a.m. Now we're getting into the morning games. The first ones, Mike, weren't so bad in obviously Australia. That's an 8:30 game here in America, in the States, and then also the game in Rio de Janeiro. That is a game. It's a 4:25. Now we're getting to these Sunday morning games. Washington versus Indianapolis again, Mike. That is in London, week 4, 9:30 a.m. start. Next game on this list is the Jaguars versus the Eagles. The Jaguars versus the Eagles. That's also in London. That is a week 5 Sunday, October 11th, and also a 9:30 a.m. start. Mike, they don't play around when it comes to the Jaguars. The Jaguars going back to London for whatever reason. This team just keeps getting all these London games. To me, it seems like if they are going to expand and go overseas, maybe those Jacksonville Jaguars might be the Redcoats. Maybe they're going to be the Great Britain Jaguars, perhaps something of that nature, Mike. Because again, doesn't it seem like they always go to London and multiple times?
They do. They can stay over there. Like, does anyone really miss Jacksonville?
No. That game, Mike, this is Jacksonville versus the Texans. That's in London, week 6 on Sunday, October 18. That is a 9:30 start. Just 4 more games here. This one, of course, is ours. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be taking on the Saints, Mike, on week 7, Sunday, October 25. That is a 9:30 a.m. start, as we were mentioning. 3 other games. There's also there's a game in Madrid, Spain, Munich, and also Mexico City. Let's get to Spain. The Atlanta Falcons will be taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in Madrid, Spain. Mike, that's a week 9 showdown on Sunday, November 8th. That's a 9:30 a.m. start. The Detroit Lions and the New England Patriots. That's kind of an appealing game. The Lions and the Patriots.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
That's in Munich. That is week 10, Sunday, November 15. That's a 9:30 start. And they will be wrapping up, guys. They'll be wrapping up the international play on November 22nd as San Francisco goes down there to Mexico City to take on the Minnesota Vikings, Mike. 49ers, Vikings, November 22nd. So that does wrap up the schedule.
49ers got 2 international games this year.
I wonder how they pick these out. You know what I mean? Some teams get 2, and then there's teams that don't even go overseas. You know what I mean?
I like, they get 2 West Coast teams going down to Australia. Okay, that makes sense right there. But for them to have to travel international again, I don't think it's fair. Like the Jags, they're used to it. They do it all the time. But San Fran to have to do it twice, that's kind of messed up. I think that's unfair to them. And I do know if the NFL does not get Jay-Z and Kanye West to perform at the halftime of the Paris game, they have dropped the ball. Like that needs to be the halftime entertainment. Jay-Z, Kanye West.
All right, there you go. Also, Mike, well, it's just interesting that you made this comment about these games being close to for the Southern teams going down to Mexico City. Yeah. Mike, the Pittsburgh Steelers will travel the second fewest miles amongst teams in the AFC North. We usually fall into this category through the course of the league, and I don't know what that the stats and specs are for those numbers, but I do know that we travel the second fewest amount of miles for an AFC North team. So. I don't know how much that plays. Sometimes, remember one year we traveled the least amount of miles. Yeah. And then the next year we had to play Seattle and San Fran, and it was like the longest amount of yards. And I think they finished 10-7 both years. So whatever that's
right. So it like on paper, it seems a lot, but it's all like how your team manages that travel, how well you preparing for it, and what your team is doing to get you ready for it, what your advanced team is doing to have it set up to where you get there, you're comfortable going into it and shit like that. It's all how well the organization plans that entire trip. If you have a shitty organization that has a shitty infrastructure, a shitty front office, shitty logistical department, you're going to have a bad time over there. But if you have a team that put resources into this and has been planning for it, you're good to go. You're golden. You can make it work. And Steelers, we've been there, done that. We just did this last year. A lot of guys on this team did that trip last year, so it shouldn't be a problem for us. We should be acclimated and ready to go.
And again, like I don't hate it. I don't love it. I mean, I dislike it again because of it. It screws with me personally. It screws with my time. And again, as you're seeing on the board today, it's just, it's a bit of an inconvenience, but it is what it is. It's interesting. It's fun. And we have 16 other games that do come in, the regular guideline of times. So we're going to make it. We're going to survive. Mike, we will survive. I would not worry. That little mullet of yours off. I wouldn't. I'd be honest with you. A few other things I do want to say, guys, about schedule-y type things. This here, Mike, is something that I thought was interesting. The NFL, they're getting ready to tear up all the turf in some of these NFL stadiums because the soccer, the big soccer tournament, what is it? Is that Olympics? Whatever's coming.
World Cup.
They are going to be going to some of these NFL stadiums and tearing out the turf and putting in grass because the soccer players don't like to play on turf. They like to play on grass. So a lot of these stadiums that they are going to be playing at in the World Cup, Mike, they are going to be tearing the artificial turf out, putting the grass down. And then once it's over, they're going to tear the grass out and put artificial turf back in on whoever has it.
Yeah, which is wild because I every stadium in Europe where FIFA plays has to be on like a natural grass surface, and that was one of the agreements for these stadiums. And if I'm like an NFL player, I'm like, why can't we have that? Studies show it's safer for us, it's better for us. Why can't we have that? Why can't you put that down for us? So maybe, just maybe, the NFLPA might keep this in the back of their mind when it comes up for negotiations for because they're going to want to go to that 18-game season or 20-game season, whatever they're talking about expanding to. This might come up as a point of contention for the players because I don't blame them. It's a player safety thing, and natural grass is better for you.
Yeah.
But it's just wild. They got the money to do this, for the World Cup, but they can't do it year-round. It's kind of fishy.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's gonna be something that comes and goes. Who knows? But we do know that they are going to be doing that here at our stadiums, Mike, for the World Cup, tearing up the turf. Excuse me, putting in grass and then coming back and putting in the turf. So again, just going to be interesting. Something coming down that's going to be kind of neat, I guess.
Maybe the Rooney should hire one of the people from the World Cup team that's putting that shit down. They kind of know what they're doing. We need all the help we can get.
Mike, yeah, no, for sure. You know what? I'm going to get back on the board here for a couple messages, Mike. I don't want to get behind today. Let's go right here to where Cody says Jamal knows what I'm talking about. Then I'm going to scoot up a little bit because I do see where that's going to come in the play here. Cody says, call her up. Call her up. You want me to call her up? I will get her here. And she wanted to come on and do these card readings. Me being the paranoid bastard I am, I don't want to know anything. But we'll give her a ring and see what's going on with the card reader. Let's go here to Jamal. Jamal says, I have no idea. I have no idea what Cody's talking about, is what he says. Also, Jamal says, I have no idea what Cody's talking about, but I'll vouch. LOL. You know what? That works for me. I'm sorry. Jamal says it laughed my ass off. He also says, I missed the conversation. Let's go. Cody says, all I want to know is how the NFL is going to give the Ravens the easiest schedule and the longest rest time in between games, only to lose to us at the end of the year. I like it. Tortilla, skill-based matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking.
Cody, or who said that? Tortilla?
Yeah.
They're playing casual mode Tortilla. That's what the Ravens are doing.
I got a little bit to say about them here in a little bit. I think you might find interesting. Just to stay put, guys, everybody. Lindsay, always great to see Lindsay on a terrible board. She says, hey, hope things are going well for you, miss. Let's go here to Corey, my man Corey Beavers. He says this, what up, guys? I got caught up deep diving these UFO files. What did you learn from any of these UFO files, Corey? I'm just kind of curious because, again, I don't have the patience or the capacity or the attention or anything that it would take to go through all 10 million of those files. Again, I'm seeing some of the videos on these UFOs. It looks like everything else I've ever seen anybody put up about UFOs. Let us know if you learn anything, Corey. Let me know what you think about what's going on. Of course, that's kind of a big story right now. Corey, I do want to say, if you are into conspiracy theories, go check out Don't Drink That right here on YouTube. Corey does a great job putting his work together. He has a lot of different material to go through. If you do like conspiracies, if you're in the Bigfoot, if it's the government that you're into, the secrets, whatever it is that they're up to, do go check out Corey right here on YouTube. Don't Drink That. Good stuff, guys. I think you will love it. Go check him out today. Cody says, hey, Ryan, when it comes to the rear, call me Richard Gere. Bars. You do got them bars, Cody. You do got them bars, baby. Whoever said that Cody didn't? Well, there you go. Ty says, we in Paris, baby. That's right. Paris all day. Lindsay says, Paris is crazy. You wonder who will get beat up this year. Let me ask you, who would you want? Listen, this isn't going to make you a bad person. It's going to be funny. What Steeler would you want to see get beat up next? Because remember last year, Skylar Thompson went over and got beat up. And anyway, I mean, come on. It's not funny, but it's funny. Who's one Steeler that you wouldn't mind getting beat up in Europe? Again, if you want to throw your player up there, Mike, you think on that. If there's anybody that makes you mad so much from week to week when you're watching the Steelers, who would you hope gets beat up? I don't know if people in France are even capable of beating people up, but let's just assume somebody over there is. And which Mason, Somber saying he would like to see Mason get punched in the mouth, is what he's saying on the terrible board. Mike, what about you? Is there any Steelers that stand out that you would like to see get beat up? Lindsay says, yep, Mason as well. Tortilla is saying JPJ. Mike, your thoughts on this?
Cam Hayward.
Ooh,
that's some good beats right there.
All right, Cam Hayward. Ty is saying Roman. So Mark Malone is saying Robustrous. I see nobody is nobody took a moral time out to think about if they were
we're just throwing names out there, brother. Will Howard comes to mind.
Well, there you go. Will Howard, obviously. For Mike,
Drew Aller would take on the entire French Foreign Legion by himself, brother.
Lindsay says Roman is our wide receiver number one. Ty, what the fuck? Sasha saying Christian Kuntz. That is one guy. He would like to see get beat up in France, Mike. In France, those are two terms I never heard used together. Getting beat up in France. I've just never heard of it. I've never thought of it. But I guess it's possible, right?
It's possible.
They'll be weeing around everywhere, and again, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. Let's scoot along here a little bit to somewhere we're gonna go. I swear to you. I promise. Let's go here. Or here. Or there. Or here. Somber says, cool, keep that shit away from Pittsburgh, though. Let's go to Somber. I'm sorry. There we go, I think. All right here, Somber says soccer, football, grass over here are like carpets. I don't know how they keep them so clean, but it is amazing. Somber's Sosh, I'm sorry, Sosh. That is Sosh, obviously, over in Europe. Tyrone called Lindsay Harrison on the terrible board. Let's scoot up here to Cody. Half those stadiums are domes now. They gonna water that shit. Better put some water on that shit. Let's go to Don't Drink That. Corey says most of the bullshit is fake. That's kind of what I'm a vibe I'm getting too. Listen, I think there's something going on. As a matter of fact, I think it would take a whole nother show for me to want to get into that. So I'm not going to get into it entirely, but I agree. I think there is a lot of bullshit going on. But I think there's something going on. But again, another day, another time. Corey says the pics of the moon they show are fake. I agree. He says they're pics of the UFOs that look photoshopped. And the fact that they could go in and find the layers that people made when they actually photoshopped some of these from back in the day, especially the moon landing. There's literally things that you could see in the photos that were layered. And you can see that as they put it in certain software. Let's go right here to Tortilla. He says aliens are fake. Carson Beck is real. Aliens are fake. Mike, you got that picture? Just to remind everybody.
I do not. I retired the picture.
Mike, this is the first time that you didn't have that ready.
I retired the picture. The picture was retired.
Let's go to Tortilla. JPJ Lindsay says, yep, Mason. Of course, we're talking about some of the people that you wouldn't mind seeing getting jumped in Europe, as, of course, last year Skylar did in Ireland. They're going back to France. Sauce says this. I think Kuntz would throw punches back, though. I think, yeah, you know what? A lot of the offensive linemen probably would. But Sauce says Kuntz. Somber says this. Aller looks like he's never been in a fight in his life.
Doesn't have to. He fires rocket piss missiles of footballs and breaks their noses.
I can see him getting all red-faced. He looks like one of them guys. He gets all red-faced, and I don't know. I got a lot more to talk about him.
His offensive line love him. Dunker will protect him.
Also, let's go here. Ty says he gets beat up because he didn't fill the water bottles in time. You know what? As a rookie, he's gonna have to do rookie things, I'm sure. Tyrone says I haven't seen a pick of JPJ yet with the team. I think he's holding out till he gets the bag.
He's been there. He was.
Absolutely.
He's been around the team.
Let's see. Sauce. Mike isn't ready. You're shaking your head. My head's about to fly off my shoulders at this point.
I said we were retiring the Carson photo, and I kept it up for I had it carried it for an extra week after that. Then I finally retired them.
Stop yelling at Sauce.
Yelling at Sauce.
Lindsay says this. Have they done anything yet? Have they done anything yet? What was that referring to? I'm sorry. Cody says JPJ is ready for Denver. Jamal, JPJ chilling until he's called into work, probably mandatory OTAs. Tortilla, JPJ is going to get beat up like his daddy did.
They shot his ass.
Jamal says, yeah, either Mason or TJ. What about Muth? I know that Jamal loves. He loves.
He's Muth's #1 fan.
Also, let's go here to Sauce. I can't believe Mike. That's what I'm thinking, right? He's out of control. You don't have any idea what goes on here with this guy. It's like a wild animal. Try to keep him at bay.
Sauce, I apologize. Twice today I've had to apologize.
Unhinged, he's saying, Mike. Unhinged you are.
This is what you get when you enter the Thunderdome with Vanilla Thunder.
Let's go right here, Mike.
I had a coffee. I'm fucking fired up.
No, you're good. Let's go here to Don't Drink That. Corey says aliens are real, but not the way the guy. That's what I think too. He says the aliens are real, but not the way the government is telling us. If they're telling us on their terms, then it's fabricated. This is leading up to the Project Blue Beam. They want to simulate an attack. Let's go here to Jamal. Jamal says Blue Beam. There you go. Cody, Jamal has a Muth jersey. I saint it. He says, don't even play. He says, I saint it.
He wears it with pride.
Here's my favorite, Mike. Sauce, now he's ready for your apology again. He wants it to be he wants it more formal now that everyone's paying attention. Go ahead.
He said he's accepting the apology. I apologize to him.
Well, why would he say that he wants an apology? You got to do it again. See, go ahead.
He said I'm accepting the apology. He accepted it. Sauce, I already apologized twice. I'm going to apologize a third time because my co-host is badgering me. And that's the only reason I'm apologizing the third time. I apologize, Sauce.
All right, there you go. Let's go right here to Ty. Ty says Cody has the JPJ. I saint it. Also, Jamal, then motherfuckers real and they're demons. There are tons of them, bro. Jamal, I think you and I could have long conversations just from things I've picked up in the past, but I'm going to move on. Let's go here to Cody. He says this. I do have a JPJ jersey. Sauce says, okay, Mike, I'll forgive you. There you go. Jamal says this. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Moot. I was playing about TJ, but Moot needs his ass. And Lindsay, everybody, let's get into it, Mike. Some things we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about Corey Trice is released. You know that he was one of my favorites, Mike. I believe he was a 7th-round pick quite a few years
Yeah.
back. I loved his size, comparable to Joey Porter.
Yeah.
It might have even been in the same draft as
They
Joey.
were. Yeah.
Joey was number 1 pick in the 2nd round. This guy was in the 7th round. They had comparable size. People said, wow, these rangy cornerbacks looks like the direction that the Steelers are going. That's kind of where you need to be nowadays. And I thought, wow, man, we might have got one here with this late pick by of Corey Trice, of course. Mike, Trice released yesterday. Again, at the end of the day, we spoke yesterday, and I said, Mike, it's hard to do right now. And it's hard to tell because guys that get released today could be back by camp. There's going to be a lot of people coming, going, transactions happening, guys you never heard of showing up, people you never heard of getting canned. Mike, is this the case, or are they done with Corey Trice, do you think?
I think they're done with him. From what I was able to put together during research, he was rehabbing that knee injury and injured the knee again. It looked like it compounded the injury. So
it's just never going to get better for him.
Yeah, his knee's never going to be right, unfortunately, for me. Like, this is the kind of guy you grab in the 7th round. A ton of potential, a ton of upside with a little bit of injury concern, kind of like we did with Rubio, guy who had upside, a little bit of an injury. You gamble on those guys 6th, 7th round because if they hit and stay healthy just because you think they maybe hit a little injury bug and they'll work through it, it pays off. And if it doesn't, oh well. And it sucks, man, because you saw, like, when he was out there, the talent was oozing. You can see this kid could play, but was not able to stay healthy enough. It sucks for him, man. You kind of feel for the kid because everything you ever seen about him, like, he wasn't a jerk, just a good dude, wanted to play ball and couldn't do it, man. Because I thought if he could stay healthy, like you said, him and Porter, both of them on the outside, you're looking at 2 lockdown corners for the future right there. You problem solve, but yeah, it's looking like his career, unfortunately, is over for the young man.
That sucks, man. I liked Corey. I liked him from day one. As I said, I thought he was going to be a good addition, Mike. And also, one thing I do like about later picks, the fact of the matter is you can't build your team around 1st-round draft picks. You just can't. You get one every year. Sometimes you might not even get that depending on what's going on. So at the end of the day, Mike, I get interested in some of these later round guys. And when you say, you know what, this guy's 7th, this guy's 6th, look at a guy like Brett Kiesel.
Yep.
He was a 7th-round pick, Mike. He ended up being such a big part of a team. And at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're building a team and to find the parts and pieces that fit to get to what you want to do. The goals that you want to accomplish. These guys are just as important as the top tier guys, the 1st-round guys. Again, like Brett Kiesel, go down the list. There's a ton of guys that were picked in the 6th and 7th round that was involved with our Super Bowls. So again, I like these. I like these stories, Mike. I like the Corey Trices. I like the little Eli's. I like a lot of times these are interesting because, again, they could be a huge part of your team. And people initially start talking about them saying, well, he's a 7th-round pick, or, oh, he's only a 6th-round pick. I like the little guy. I do like that, Mike. I am a fan of the underdogs. You know that. I like the underdogs and I like the freaks. Those are my favorite kind of athletes. So the 7th-round guys, unfortunately for Corey, Mike, he tried. He just couldn't get it right with that knee. Unfortunately for him and unfortunately for us, because, again, I think he could have been a great addition to the squad, providing he would have been healthy.
Yeah, I thought he would have been an outstanding corner, showed some really good potential in the handful of games he was able to play. That one game against the Cincinnati where they lined him up 1-on-1 against who was it? Jamar Chase the entire game. He got beat, but he also showed on some of those plays he was able to hold his own. And, tough to go. And like you said, man, those 5th, 6th, 7th round guys, you can find gems that turn out to be long-term starters, big-time producers.
Because some of these guys
don't like to give up on them.
They might be the guys that have the heart. They're the guys that might have the most heart, the most fight in the battle. Because at the end of the day, some of these 1st-round guys, listen, I'm not going to say they don't work their ass off, but they're naturally talented. And sometimes they didn't have to work as hard. I mean, just growing up, think of your high schools and watching college. Yeah. These better athletes, they don't have to work as hard because they're more athletic and they have it. Where some of these guys, they have to fight to get it and to keep it and to have it. And I like to watch that play out because if they do become something, and again, what Brett Kiesel became on that team that won the Super Bowl, it was a big piece of that puzzle. So again, I like watching this play out, Mike. Again, it's easy. It's easy to root for the people in the 1st and the 2nd round. But again, it's the guys. You can't build a whole team around those guys. At the end of the day, it takes everything. It takes the first round, second round, all the way through the seventh round. And again, unfortunately, Corey Trice, as you said, Mike, I don't think that he is going to have a career beyond this. But it was it's been a rough road for the poor guy.
It has been. And like when I was going through on Twitter, reading up, like the posts were coming through that he was released, someone found a screen cap of a mock draft before the draft came out of the Corey Trice and Porter and them came out. A New York Giants podcast had at pick number 25, quarterback from Purdue, Corey Trice. So
Wow.
like that shows like people knew about him, but they knew about the injury risk as well. And I was reading through that thread. People are like, oh my God, that would be a good pick if he could stay healthy. People are like, you probably can get him later in the draft. And yeah, so he was a known quantity coming out, but also known with the injuries as well.
And, you have an injury issue. You could be first round. You end up seventh round. You make the team. You get to the point where you're actually able to get out on the field. Goes and plays, gets an interception in a real-time game with the Steelers, and it just it can't come together. It's just not sticking, Mike, because of this injury. And then you have to walk away from your dreams, what you love to do and dreamt to do your whole entire life. It's unfortunate for Corey, Mike. It truly is. And as I said, there was these little signs along the way of hope. And I think that's what made it hard for us.
It sucks. He's probably bummed, but I hope he can have a moment of introspection and be like, "Hey, at one point I was the top 0.1% of all football players."
Absolutely right.
And like, hopefully he can get his knee healthy enough to where he can try maybe going back to like the UFL.
What I like about athletes, Mike. There is a lot of opportunities for guys to stay in the game. So, for that with coaching and scouting and everything else, college level, pro level, UFL, everything. So, again, I'm happy because you hate to see these guys. Again, you get so far with this particular dream, the work that you put into your body, psychologically, everything, and then you got to turn around and get that's rough. So, again, hopefully he continues within his field of interest, Mike, in football. But let's move on. We've kind of talked about Corey for quite a while now.
We talked more than he played.
We did. We did.
Just kick a man while he's down.
Thunder. He just had more talking time than he had playing time in his career. That is true. Like this, I do have a few interesting things I want to talk about today. This is what I mentioned earlier because we are at the 1 hour mark of the show. Get this. Chris Carter. You remember Chris Carter, the wide receiver, played for the Vikings.
Yeah.
All he does is catch touchdowns. You know the guy. He does
catch touchdowns.
Chris Carter, Hall of Famer, says this. He calls Cam Hayward. Get this.
Okay.
Hall of Fame wide receiver Chris Carter from the Minnesota Vikings calls Cam Hayward the next best thing to mean Joe Green. Let me say that one more time, just in case you didn't hear me right, because you probably thought that you just heard a mistake as well. Chris Carter, who I liked, I was a big fan of his in the early 90s, in through the 90s. He says this, Mike. He says Cam Hayward is the next best thing to Mean Joe Green. Now, good. Some people say Mean Joe Green's the best Pittsburgh Steeler that ever put on a Steeler uniform. A lot of people would argue that. You say, who's the best Steeler ever? Which it's hard to do, but many people come back and say Mean Joe Green. And for somebody that played football well enough to be a Hall of Famer, Mike, to say that Cam Hayward is, let me see how it's worded again. Let me grab this. The next best thing to Mean Joe Green. Mike, your thoughts?
Okay. There were
drugs involved. There had to be, right?
There had to be drugs involved. No. God, no.
I thought you liked this one.
No. Like, the next best thing to Mean Joe Green was probably, I don't know, the three other guys on the steel curtain. They were the next closest to Mean Joe Green. Then we're going to go, I say Aaron Smith, because Aaron Smith played in an era where the D end in the 3-4 was just eating up blocks.
Oh, there he goes again. I don't know what's going on with Mike. Having some issues. There he is. He's
okay, we're back. So I'm going to say, I'll go back to let me start over here. I'm going to say the three guys who played with Mean Joe Green are up there with Mean Joe Green. Then Aaron Smith, I think, is up there closer to Mean Joe Green than than Cam Hayward. And I say even Casey Hampton is closer to Mean Joe Green.
But Mike, wouldn't you argue? I mean, can't some people argue that his numbers are good? I mean, you look at Cam; he has a bunch of sacks. He should be on this list, which I think that he should be. But the fact that you're saying that he and Mean Joe Green are the two that's in this class, I think is what's crazy. Listen, I'm not going to take things away from Cam. He's put up numbers. I mean, go look. I mean, he's played for 53 years, so I mean, obviously he has to have some numbers. But at the end of the day, Mike, to have him and Mean Joe in that class alone is absolute insanity.
It is insanity because I did not watch Mean Joe Green play. I'm not that old.
Yeah,
but it's kind of hard for me to fathom Mean Joe Green in his prime disappearing for games on end. The way Cam Hayward in his prime would disappear games on end. It's kind of hard for me to fathom the guy who won 4 fucking Super Bowls disappearing in must-win games the way Cam Hayward disappears in must-win games in the playoffs. That is disrespectful to Mean Joe Green, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Cam Hayward, great regular season player, disappears in the playoffs. Mean Joe Green, arguably the greatest defensive lineman of all time, did not disappear in the playoffs.
All right, there you go, Mike. Tell us how you really feel.
And I like Cam Hayward. I was pumped when we drafted him.
I do too, but I mean, listen, you can.
I just think he's overrated.
Mike, you can like him and still think that he's not one of the best players ever. Yeah. I don't. Let's be,
that's not
realistic
saying,
here.
Yeah, no, like I don't know, like anymore that if you don't say someone's like the greatest of all time, or oh my god, they're a Hall of Famer, that somehow you're shitting on them. I think he's a very good player. I loved watching him play for a large chunk of his career.
Let's get back on the board, Mike. We do have messages, and I do want to get, keep relevant with the conversation. Let's go to. We're gonna go back into the Corey Trice talk for sure. I do know that. I do think I found it here. I'm gonna start right here when Sauce said this. He says Corey Trice had to go, talented kid, but always injured. Hope he's a success at whatever he does next. Absolutely. Vegas says this dude got hurt getting on a scale before the physical. I do want to say what's up, Vegas, all the way from Vegas, my man. Great seeing you on the terrible board. Mark Malone says JPJ to follow his fellow draft mate out the Dow.
Yeah.
Jamal says, "Oh man, they released Corey," and that's what I thought too. And at the end of the day, you kind of seen the writing on the wall. Just because it went on so long now. If there was any hope, I think we would have seen more glimpses of hope along the way. That's why I wasn't really expecting things to be good for for Corey Trice at the end of the day. I expected this to kind of go how it went. Like it just went. You go years and years and years, and it just can't come together because of injury. There's not much to hang on at that point, unfortunately, for Corey. Let's scoot here a little bit more to Cody. Cody says this. Corey Highsmith. He says, Jamal says Ty will lose his shit. Jamal also says this. That motherfucker hurt again. Corey Trice worse than Anthony Davis. Richard, hey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Richard Jankowski on the board. Richard says this. It's said that Corey Trice couldn't stay healthy. That was his big problem, unfortunately. Again, as Mike said, they originally had him in the first round of the draft, marked up as a first round draft pick prior to all the injury information and that coming out. So just goes to show you.
Yep.
Just goes to show you. Let's go here to Lindsay. I'm sorry, no, I gotta get this. I gotta get it. Let's go right here to Jamal. He says, no, right here. Tortilla first says Corey's knees are still in 2023. Jamal right here. He says Corey Trice sounds like a rapper. Anyways, time to change careers. Hey, if you got to do it, man. Lindsay says this. We kept him for too long, in my opinion. I do feel bad for him though, but he just couldn't stay healthy. And unfortunately, you're 110% right, Lindsay. And unfortunately, you're right. Let's go here to Jamal. He says, yeah, me too. Richard says it's sad Corey couldn't stay healthy. I agree. Jamal says I had high hopes for Corey Trice. Absolutely. Tortilla, he says this. They told me I wouldn't make it. No way. They told me to break a leg. I said, okay. Trice, T. Rice, the rapper. Cody got competition today. Cody got competition. Let's go right here to Cody again. Cody says some of the later round picks are decent. Look at Joey Porter Jr.
He was a day 2 pick.
He was. That was about his first round as a second round pick.
Yep,
I mean, he was literally 32.
Yeah.
Come on, call it what it is. Go right here. No, right about here. Vegas says, and she would be a good wife if she didn't cheat, do dope, gamble all the money away, or get drunk daily. Well, then she's no fun. What are you talking about? Just kidding, of course. Vegas. Let's go to Tortilla. He says, Corey Nissan Trice. Vegas says this missed games or total plays for Trice. Missed games or total plays.
I think total plays kind of ekes them out.
Yeah.
Or ekes out in that one.
Tyrone, love Cam, but nobody will ever touch her. That's what I'm saying. What a ridiculous. And the thing is, I mean, you always have to come up with something to say. You're on TV. I get that. People are watching you, and at the end of the day, you have to say something. But what a dumb thing to say. Yeah. Again, people argue, Mike, that Bejo is the best Steeler ever. I think, matter of fact, I think. Don't quote me on this, but if you pull up your Google right now and say who's the best Pittsburgh Steeler ever, I think Google even says, Mike, it's Mean Joe Green. I know that it was for me, but again, I just don't know how much I could rely on Google to give me the same answer. But again, Mean Joe Green often considered the best Pittsburgh Steeler of all time. So
he's on everyone's Mount Rushmore of Pittsburgh Steelers.
And again, I'm not taking anything from Cam. I'm just saying he doesn't belong next to Mean Joe Green.
No.
He has great. I mean, he's had numbers since he's been here. I appreciate it. I like him. I'm a fan. But at the end of the day, two different categories. Let's do stick on right here where Cody says this. Jermod McCoy.
Ooh, that's a good call right there. That's for a comparison of Corey Trice, the guy who was a first round talent with that knee injury. Everyone thought he might go date in the second round. He didn't go till late in the draft.
That's right. Tortilla says this. Who the hell is Green Joe Bean?
That's something in all seriousness, I think Derpy would say.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something with him one day, like have him come on here and answer questions. We'll ask him questions, and we'll have the board decide if they think that he's going to know it or he's not going to know it, and see, and we'll score them on that.
I know.
Because that's the trickier part to see, because he might know something, but I think you'd be surprised by the things that he doesn't know that he should know.
Yeah, because we did that years ago with him.
We did do that years ago.
We had Quiz Derpy, and
it's been a while.
It's been a minute.
And there's a good reason that it's been a minute, but you know what? I'm willing to dig it up again. I am willing to dig it up again. I think it could be a lot of fun. We will see if we could do that here sometime soon. I didn't see the Kevin Hart roast. I'm going to maybe watch it today, Jamal. I keep hearing nothing but good stuff about it. I will. It's going to be watched by the weekend. I can tell you that. So we'll talk more about that whenever I do see it. Mike, have you seen the roast of Kevin Hart?
Nah, I don't really like Canada, like a lot of people on the dais. So I was like, it's not my thing. I ain't gonna watch it.
You don't like what?
I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan. Anyone else who was really on that dais, so I said, not for me.
Interesting. Let's do scoot along here. I will be checking that out. Richard says, what is Chris Carter smoking? Crack? Well, he says, what is he smoking? And Jamal says, crack, duh. Cody says, Chris Carter's a lawyer in Pittsburgh, talks fast as fuck.
We're talking about the talented Chris Carter.
Yeah. Jamal says, laugh my ass off, Cody. How would you know that? Cody got different lawyers in every area code. Let's see. Cody says this. He hosts Lock on Steelers podcast. How about this one? Chris probably said Larry Ogunjobi is really fast and everyone misheard him. Jamal says, oh, that Chris Carter. Laughed my ass off. I used to troll that dude, that fool daily. Sorry about that. Jamal also says this. He used to piss Tomlin off. Laughed my ass off. Cody said there's another Chris Carter. That guy is irrelevant. Jamal says we had Chapel racial draft. I'd have to trade Chris Carter to the LGBTQ. I think that's their letters. I think that's, I think they added a couple, actually. I'm not even being funny. I think they did add a couple other letters, but you know what? It's all good. I don't know what they are either. Let's go to Robert. What's up? Always great seeing Robert Kirkpatrick on the terrible board. My man, he says, I totally agree. No comparisons with Mean Joe, Mr. Pure Intimidation. Again, laughable, this comment. And it's the only reason I brought it up, because it is so laughable, Mike. Come on. Yes, you could say that. Look at the numbers. Ben and Terry Bradshaw. I think Ben is a better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You look at numbers. Yes, Cam had a good career, but again, not even on the same, not even close to the same tier as Mean Joe Green.
And not even close. Like I said, like LC Greenwood, Dwight White are so much closer to Mean Joe Green than Cam Hayward is.
You know who would be more comparable to a Mean Joe? And listen, I'm not comparing this person to him, but by their play.
Mm-hmm.
And Myles Garrett. I think Myles Garrett is more similar to Mean Joe Green than what Cam Hayward is.
Just that much more stronger and more athletic than everyone else on the field.
He is.
That was Mean Joe.
He's just, Myles Garrett's a beast. There's no two ways about it. It's hard to control him. It's hard. The guy has, again, and I'm not even saying he's on Mean Joe's level, but I'm saying that kind of player would be someone I would think would be more comparable to Green than somebody like Cam Hayward.
Yeah, like him, or even an Aaron Donald type. The type of dominance that those two had compared to Cam. Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. And listen, I'm not bad mouthing Cam. I'm just saying it's a ridiculous comparison. See, Mike, you know what? I think everybody's seen the Chappelle Show, and I love the Chappelle. As a matter of fact, I forgot more about the Chappelle Show than I actually remember, because it came and went so fast. I got into it, and then it wasn't there, and then Dave disappeared for a while. Which I'm a big Dave Chappelle fan. I'm going to be honest with you, but yeah, I don't remember a lot about the Chappelle Show. I do remember I liked it. Dave has always been one of my favorites. Let's go to somewhere. The defense took a dive since Cam got. Here's what Cody says. Also, Vegas says nobody ever gives AD any credit for always coming back after he gets injured. Jamal says, damn, that's cool, Cody. You mean since TJ got here? Lindsay said, I knew that was coming. I have to go back a little. I don't know if did I miss anything? I don't think. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says this: when he was on the Lakers, I would worry every single time he jumped. I tell you what, that Lakers, what a joke they've become. I'm just saying. Tortilla, he says this total plays. He what? Corey says Trice's knees are made of Triscuits. Triscuits, Mike. Triscuits.
That is fucking great.
Anybody that uses the word Triscuits, I gotta get them.
Like that's how I feel my knees are right now.
Yeah, yours are like saltines. Cody says this. I want to shave. Dude, that's been my biggest beef with AD since day one. Since coming out of college, I thought, please shave your fucking eyebrow, please. It's hard. It's hard to watch. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. But at the end of the day, his unibrow really weirds me out, man. And the fact that he loves it so much, it's never going anywhere. That unibrow is never going anywhere. Somber says this: we are not the same. I am a Martian. Let's go to Mark Malone. Steelers had first round grade on Magnum. Jamal, has anyone seen the Kevin Hart roast? Cody says can't tell if that guy's playing basketball or running planes into the building.
Jesus Christ.
Lindsay says yes, it was funny. I'll be checking it out. Maybe today. I hope today. Let's go here to Vegas. Cat and Kevin is an industry plant. I don't know. I see why you say that, but I don't know. Jamal says at Lindsay, I heard I only saw Tom Brady and that fool was funny. Lindsay says Usher and The Rock were the best to me. Jamal says you'd like it, Mike. Shit's funny. Vegas says this. It's funny how The Rock sounds just like Obama. Similar talking cadence. I see what you're saying. Cody says Usher's showing up to events now that Diddy's gone. Lindsay, those glasses he had on were not it. I hope I do watch that. I'd like to talk about it with you guys tomorrow. Let's go here. Let's go to Vegas. He said, of course, the bullpen ruined Paul's 8-inning, 2-hit, 10 strikeout performance by giving up a run in the ninth. You know what? This bullpen, Vegas, it's the Achilles heel. If they don't fix this bullpen, they will do nothing. Or when Jared Jones comes back, which he's very close, and they move either Majitsky or Bubba Chandler into the bullpen, that may improve things. But again, you have to find something for the middle of that bullpen, because every game becomes every game. Mike, every game we have such good starting pitching. We are always in a good position, but every game the bullpen allows the other team to get back. It's like watching the Steelers. It truly is. Watching Pirates now is like watching the Steelers, Mike. It always comes down to that last inning. Always comes down to giving you a heart attack at the end of the game. If you like the Steelers and you even have a slight interest in baseball, watch the Pirates. You're watching the same game. You are.
It's just sad, like how many losses Paul Skeens has, where he's given up like 2 or fewer runs. It's because of the bullpen can't close him out and the offense can't give him any support.
Yeah. Listen, they're still learning to win together. Watch this team. Give them another year or two. You're going to see them improving. You watch. Let's go here to Jamal. Jamal says, Cody, Usher, a weirdo. Love his songs, though, but dang, he's weird. Corey says this, at Vegas, Kevin Hart is a plant. He literally came out of nowhere and had his own movie and blew up. Then the car accident happened, and he was supposed to never walk again. Now it's like it never happened.
You know, we got to back up a comment here.
Please.
Jamal saying, I see Mike has never watched the Chappelle Show. I was there day one with the very first skit, Clayton Bigsby. I was there till the very last skit of the show.
How in the hell are we talking about football and Mike wants to talk about Dave Chappelle all day? But go ahead. Finish your point.
No. Jamal was trying to besmirch Vanilla Thunder's good names, and he never watched the Chappelle Show. I love me the Chappelle Show.
I gotta be honest. I didn't even.
Wayne Brady got a
really I didn't even make much of that comment. But go ahead.
I didn't. No, I'm good now. Well, Jamal and I are good. I just wanted to know Jamal know that I'm cultured.
Oh, for fuck's sake! There you go. All right, back to what's going on here on the show. Vegas, as I remember Usher when he was on Star Search. Jamal says, "Damn, how old are you, Vegas?"
Oh, damn.
I grew up on Usher. Love him, is what Lindsay is saying. Cody's saying LeBron the same way at Jamal. Vegas, OKC's just better. Lakers had no chance versus them, especially. You know what? I agree. They're so underwhelming anymore. The Lakers.
I just hate the way OKC plays. They jump into everyone. Well, if like I watched the guys who's about to win back-to-back MVPs jump backwards into someone to get a foul call.
That's what they do now.
That is like terrible. But yet, anytime a Laker player jumps up in the air and doesn't touch anyone, they get a foul called on them for an offensive foul. Like, what the fuck am I watching here?
The NBA it's rough, man. It's become underwhelming for me. And again, that's what it is. It's very not like that. That's a good example. I would be chasing guys around and just running into them all the time and throwing up a shot. Like that's what it's become. And again,
so the Lakers tried to do it. They're even like, all right, we're going to fight fire with fire, and then they couldn't buy a call. It was like, oh my god.
And I loved the NBA. I grew up an Orlando Magic fan, as a matter of fact. Shaq and Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, Horace Grant on that 95-96 championship. Team that lost to the Rockets, in the championship. But I loved basketball. I loved it. I loved it more than anything. I loved it more than baseball. I loved it more than hockey. I mean, football is always going to be king. But the sport is just, it's become very underwhelming. It doesn't keep my attention anymore. I love college basketball. I love watching the March Madness. The NBA is just, I don't know, it evolved to something that's become hard to watch. And I'm not the only person that says that. A lot of people say that. And I thought maybe it's just me. Maybe, but I just, Mike, it's hard to watch anymore, the NBA. I would love to, but it's become a show more than a game. And in my opinion, it's rough. It is rough nowadays, unfortunately. I loved basketball. There wasn't a day, listen, when I was a teenager, there wasn't a day that I didn't have a basketball in my hand. There wasn't. We played all the time. And to, again, just not be able to even turn it on anymore. It's tough, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I just remember basketball in the 90s. You go like that to someone, it was a foul.
That's now. What are you talking? In the 90s, that's because they played defense, of course.
Hand check. I just remember that in the 90s. Like, you barely touch someone on the wrist and they're, oh, where's my foul?
No, you weren't really into it. You just kind of remember by way of seeing. It was.
To me, that's what it was.
What it was like. That's
a bunch of isolation, one-on-one basketball. It was like,
see, no, that's not the basketball I watched. Defense. I mean, come on.
You couldn't leave your man. You know.
Well, what if you're playing? No, see,
you couldn't. You could not leave your man.
Why?
It was
yes, you can.
illegal. It was illegal defenses, man. It was called all the time.
No,
it was all isolation basketball.
Again, this is not anything I really want to get into, but my opinion is it isn't as good now. Mike's is that it wasn't good back then. Let's move on. Let's go to right here. Vegas says he's 53. Jamal says, yeah, we all did, but since that Diddy shit, it's hard to look at him the same way. And Justin Bieber was about to whoop his ass. Let's go to Corey. Lindsay Usher loves boys, Diddy parties, and the same girl as R. Kelly. How's come every time people talk about R. Kelly, you still think of like she was underage? Wasn't that the whole thing? Didn't he pee on some underage girl or some weird shit at one point? So. I always imagined her underage. I mean, that's been like, years, who knows how long ago, but I always still think of her as somebody that's underage, which she obviously wouldn't be now. Let's scoot along here to Lindsay. She says, yeah, I know, but I'll never love him though. Lindsay follows it up by saying Usher was only 16 when he met Diddy, so he was groomed too, in my opinion. Jamal says JPJ ain't going no Diddy party. Let's go here. Yeah, he was a kid when they messed him up, so I don't blame him too much. But what he did to Justin Bieber, it's hard to overlook. Lindsay, yeah, it is all messed up. Tortilla says hands are literally always oiled up. JPJ's hands are always literally oiled up, is what Tortilla is saying. Tyrone says this. I'm watching. I'm not in the comments today. Y'all getting on my nerves. Jamal says, laugh my ass off. I know you can see it at Vanilla. You know all the comedies. Let's go here to Jamal follows it up by saying, Tyrone, screw you. JPJ sucks. Corey says Jamal questioned his vanilla ability. Let's go to Jamal. He says 2 interceptions in his whole career. Shaking my head. Pathetic. Mark Malone says Everett will take over for him next year. Tortilla says JPJ is the reason that the NBA sucks. Yeah, but that's what goes on now. Again, I can't with basketball. I know that Mike wants to kind of keep prodding me, but I'm not going to do it. Let's go here to Jamal. Jamal says this Vanilla Thunder don't like when I bring up race. Plus, he doesn't. He's that's Mike though. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. It's just Mike. He says plus I spelled Chappelle wrong. Plus the just kidding about the joke maybe about Chris Carter was just corny, LOL. But I know Vanilla synced it. He always down for some comedies and a good laugh. Yeah, he's something. Yeah, go ahead.
I got nothing. I love Jamal.
Jamal says drip.
Let's talk about my get up, man. I got the drip.
Let's talk about things that are relevant, Mike. Let's talk some Steelers. The Steelers listen, the fact that they're uninstalling Drew Aller entirely.
I saw that. I'm like, you know, software update.
Huh?
He needs a software update.
Well, here's the thing. They're literally saying, bro, you ain't good. We're going to take you, strip you down to nothing and build you up to be good enough to be a football player. At the end of the day, Mike, you got a couple undesirables, in my opinion. Again, this whole Will Howard and Drew Aller thing is going to be a big thing come season time. And, of course, the competition and who knows what's going on with Aaron. But at the end of the day, I'm just a little underwhelmed by both of these quarterbacks. Mike, they're going to tear him down and change everything about his game. What exactly did you like about the guy? Oh, he had a strong arm. Okay, well, he is a college quarterback in Division I. So that should be a given, which it's not. But at the end of the day, Mike, totally taking him and stripping him of everything that he knows and putting a whole new system in his head. I find it somewhat comical.
The Bills did the same thing to a former league MVP named Josh Allen.
Listen, I'm not talking about Josh. Let's talk about the guy we're talking about.
This has been done before throughout the NFL. You have traits that you like. Okay, we're going to build on these.
What
Your
is the
mechanics
greatest
are
trait
sloppy.
of Drew Aller? Can you tell me?
His arm strength.
Okay.
And he needs to work. He needs to work on his footwork, and they want to change his release point to make it quicker, so like that power can get there and the accuracy can get there. So you find things that you like. He's a 3rd round pick. We like this right here. We know if we change this, and this, we should be able to maximize everything else for him. You do the same thing like with offensive line. Yeah,
they found a kid that they said, let's go find a kid that has a strong arm and change everything that he does.
Yeah.
So basically, you're not really getting. Well, you're all right. Go ahead.
You're taking those traits, and you're gonna. It's like I see like this piece of marble. I see the statue of David there, and I'm gonna whittle it, chisel it out, and boom, and create this masterpiece. Mike McCarthy did this with Aaron Rodgers. They totally changed everything. He sat for 3 years as they
Aaron Rodgers was a superstar coming out of college. He'd come out of Cal. People couldn't wait to see Aaron Rodgers play. That's hardly the case.
But he still had it. They still had to.
It's hardly.
They still had to uninstall and reinstall Aaron Rodgers.
Not to the capacity everywhere. Mike, there's nothing that they like. I mean, there's nothing that's likable. The guy has a strong arm, which again, that should be a given, which it's not. But at the end of the day, there you go. There you go. Do what you want with that, everybody. They're taking the whole guy, stripping him down to nothing, and turning him into something. And again, that's not even a guarantee if it's going to work. But I just thought that this was interesting. Mike, as you said, what was it? A whole new an upload, basically.
He's getting a firmware upgrade.
Let's see, Mike. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's go on the board. Let's see how everybody else responded to this. Again, I could be wrong. It's happened before. Let's go to right here. Dude said just because your groom doesn't forgive passing on it. Also, Aller's footwork is terrible. I mean, yeah, he has a good arm, but you just went through Division I college football and your footwork is terrible. Cody says Vanilla Wonder. I like that. Jamal says this. He says, dude, that is true, bro. They are all evil penis worshipers. Mike, he's talking about you. Now you can respond. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says Drew's coaches and trainers failed him. And that's the report I keep hearing. Why? Okay. I'm sure he'll do great. Let's scoot along here. Let's go to Mark Malone. They have to get the Sandusky stink off of him. Jamal says, Lindsay, man, Aller is so trash. Lindsay says, yep, Mason's worse, though. Dude says putty in their hands. He is. Mm-hmm. Jamal, he says this, Drew Aller's greatest strength is making one read and taking off. Shaking my head. I hate watching Penn State with him behind center. Vegas says you'll be a pop star. All you'll have to do is change everything you are. Dude says, let's hope you're wrong. I do want to say welcome to NEP Patriots Monkey. Whatever this is, I do want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to the terrible board. He says, scream tongue, suhar. Let's go.
Apparently, he is reading Cody's mind.
Yes. That is what it sounds like when one would read Cody's mind.
Yes.
Along with that little bit of the circus music and that monkey crashing cymbals. This is what I see whenever I see somebody reading Cody's mind. Let's go to Mark Malone. Aller has already played under center, LOL. Let's go. Will Howard can ball. That is Jamal saying this. Tyrone. It's okay, Mike. We will get the last laugh at the end. There you go. Penn State.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Like Drew Aller's taking us to the promised land.
Penn State's always laughing up there. They're always up to something. Let's go here. Let's go.
I'm sorry.
Let's go. Let's go here to Don't Drink That. Corey says, is Aller actually killing it in camp, or is that just a media buzz to keep us tight? It's the buzz because, again, they're tearing him down to nothing. Again, do what you want with that. Cody says it's the Army. But let's continue on, Mike, as this is kind of where we are. We're just at this point on the show. I want to talk about quarterbacks for just a moment because, Mike, Will Howard, he is at the second phase of the Steelers' voluntary workouts. Mm-hmm. So he's continuing to work hard. Yeah. And that's the one thing that we got to understand. These two guys, these young gentlemen, they have to see the writing on the wall. if you really do it and you make headway and you prove yourself, you're going to be considered a serious consideration for this squad. Because at the end of the day, if neither one of these two guys make it, we're going to be looking at that 2027 pick next year in the draft. We're going to be so many different things. These guys have to realize that it's there for them. Yeah. Mike, they can be that guy. You could be the face of this franchise. At the end of the day, if you go out and you earn it and you get it and you make it happen and you work, and at the end of the day, these two, Mike, they really need to realize that, because the position that they're in with this Steeler team, they are right at the doorstep for amazing things. Just can you make it happen? Do you have it up here at the end of the day to make it all work? Yep. So again, these two guys, it should be a lot of fun watching the competition play out between the two of them. And that's why I think a lot of people are kind of hoping that Aaron comes and you can kind of let these two kids compete, see what you have. You got the draft coming next year. And of course, it'll be a talking point at that point. But Mike, I'm interested. How can you not be interested? And again, it's interesting with the storylines. You got a Penn State, you got an Ohio kid that went to Penn State and he's a Steeler. Now you have a Pennsylvania kid that went to Ohio State and he's a Steeler. So, I mean, there's no shortage of storylines, no shortage of interest in this topic. And again, I'm going to give you the shit that I give you just because it's me. But at the end of the day, Mike, this is going to be a lot of fun, I think, for Steeler fans, NFL fans in general. I think it will be interested in it. But as Steeler fans, it's going to be fun to watch this play out. Who is going to be able to take it to that next level? Who is going to be able to get past the guy that's competing against them? Or either one of these guys going to be good enough to become that guy? Mm-hmm. We don't know. So again, at the end of the day, that's some of the things that makes football fun. This is why they go out. This is why they play the game. We could comment, we could predict till we're blue in the face. We could speculate, but at the end of the day, you got to go out and compete to get it done. I'm interested, Mike, into seeing this play out. And listen, if neither one of them are the guys, I'm cool with it. If one of them's the guy, I'm cool with it. If the guy from Ohio State's the guy, I'm cool with it. If the guy from Penn State is the guy, I'm cool with it. As long as we have a quarterback that's coming in that I feel that we have a chance to win a football game every Sunday that we play, every Monday that we play. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what your last name is. I want you as my quarterback. So again, if neither of these guys are good, that's fine. I want to find that out. If one of these guys are good, that's fine. I want to find that out. Maybe both of these guys could be good enough, Mike, and it'll turn into a bigger competition. That will be fine. In my opinion, we just kind of have to get back on the track here of moving in the right direction. Or I think we kind of fell back a little bit, but I feel we're in good position right now to get back on that track, Mike. So again, a lot we'll learn about this football team, not just the quarterbacks this year, but the whole football team in general, certainly under a new coaching staff, a new offense, the run and gun, the West Coast offense. So Mike, this is just a microcosm of the bigger thing here. And I think that this competition between these two guys is going to be a lot of fun. And again, I'm not guaranteeing, I'm not predicting anything because I don't know. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun seeing if one of these guys can push themselves to that level. And if you do push yourself to that level, now it's like, okay, look what I accomplished. Let's do more. And then you kind of go from there. So, Mike, Drew Aller, Will Howard, without being biased, what's your take on that?
Everyone knows I did have a 96-hour erection watching Drew Aller at rookie minicamp. Now that it has subsided, I agree with you. I want to see both of these guys succeed. Why? Because that's going to make the black and gold succeed. And let the best man win. If it's going to take one of these two guys longer to develop, so be it. This is why you drafted both of them as an organization. You both know they needed work done. If one's ahead, let them keep accelerating and you keep working with the other one. Because if they both get to the point where you have two viable starting candidates, let them battle out. And guess what, brother? You can trade one.
Absolutely. And get something nice for it, Mike. Maybe a nice high pick. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. Yes,
this competition's very beneficial.
Yes, Vanilla Thunder would love to see Drew Aller be the guy, but if he doesn't become the guy, Will Howard becomes the guy. Vanilla Thunder will be the biggest Will Howard fan you've ever seen. Why? Because he's a member of the Black and Gold. He's my starting quarterback. I want them both to succeed because that's only going to be what's best for Pittsburgh. And watching them develop, and then all of us bitching and moaning or giving each other shit because one's looking better right now than the other. We don't, and that's the fun part of being a fan and doing what we do. We need to speculate about all this shit. And while the teams behind closed doors, they have their own schedule for these guys where they expect them to be. And, one we might think's behind, but in their eyes, they might be ahead of where they need to be. So this is fun. I love talking about this shit, man. Especially I wish Derpy was here so I can give him shit about his Ohio State guy. He give me shit about my Penn State guy. I like this stuff because But in the long run, it's just going to benefit the Steelers. Hopefully, you're going to find out one of these guys is the guy. And if neither of them are the guy, it's okay. You didn't spend a premium first-round pick on either one of them. So if you catch lightning in the bottle with one of these guys, it's fucking amazing. If you get both of them to strike lightning in a bottle, your franchise is set up for success because, like we just said, man, you can get a haul for one of these guys if they prove to be the shit.
Keep this in mind as it gets close to time to do the trivia. That's all I'm going to say. Keep this conversation in mind. Let's do scoot along on the board, Mike. I do have a few more things I'm going to get into here on the show. So let's keep this thing going, if you will. Let's go. Will Howard will beat him. Mark my words. That is Jamal saying this. Let me go back and make sure
see, Jamal, I thought we were brothers from another color. Then you got to stab me in the back.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
I still love you, though.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. Even the white people hate you, too, so don't get too...
Oh, everyone hates Vanilla Thunder.
Don't get too down on yourself.
Vanilla Thunder knows who he is.
And I'm pretty
sure deal with this all day, every day.
I'm pretty sure if you knew any Asians, they would hate you, too. So.
I hate myself.
Let's go to Cody. Cody says, reading my mind would ruin your day. Reading my mind would ruin your day. Jamal says this. We want them to suck, LOL, so we can get a top 10 and get the quarterback next year. Lindsay says we will get our next real quarterback next year, in my opinion. Jamal says this. Will Howard will beat him, and mark my words, he will beat him. Mark Malone says only if we trade JPJ for a first. Cody laughed my fucking ass off. Jamal says hell yeah. Mark Lindsay says let's go to right here where Robert Kirkpatrick. Robert says I'm looking forward to the product that both Will Howard and Drew Aller will be in 2 years. Follows that up by follows that up by saying this. He says the competition will be great. Vegas says, what if all the quarterbacks that sucked last year and went back to school suck this year too? Hey, you know what? That's possible. It's just at some point we have to do something. We have to shit or get off the pot because it's gone on too long. So if let's say all these quarterbacks they suck coming out this year, they decide to go back to college or whatever, it's kind of where we're at this point. And Lindsay says Howard. Jamal says Team Howard all day. Mark Malone says I'm just glad we have two guys that might be good. Jamal says if was a fifth. if was a fifth. Dude says in another quarterback draft next year. We're like the Browns, Mike. We're turning into the Browns. We have to keep moving back in the other direction because we're doing Browns things right now.
Yeah, but we're winning. Won the division.
What does winning mean to you? Because at the end of the day, Cleveland wins games every year. I mean, they win. It just all depends on where you're coming from, Mike, because we're not winning anything of relevance. And you could say that, we're winning regular season games, but you know what? That's not really relevant to Cleveland because at the end of the day, you know what? You're not doing anything that we're not doing. You're just winning some regular season games. So
I base winning on my expectations of each season.
Okay.
Last year we won the division, so that was good. I was hoping we would win a playoff game. I predicted we would win a playoff game. But I didn't predict we would win the regular season or the division title. So it was kind of like a won some, lost some last year. So I don't think we're ready to contend for a title. But for me, winning the division this year is a win, and winning a playoff game is a must. So if we don't win a playoff game this year, for me, it might not be a successful season just because of the way I'm basing it on my feelings for that year.
All right, interesting take.
I'm basing year to year.
Yeah, because for 10 years we haven't.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's go move on right here to where Jamal says, make Ryan read that one. LOL, my bad. I think that was the if a fifth, something like that he's referred to. If was a fifth. Let's go to right here. Vegas says, has Drew been on the Gruden show? I will base my entire opinion on how he performs on that show, just like I did with Howard. Vegas, Jamal, what I say, Lindsay, the hate is real everywhere. Vanilla, just embrace it. That's right, baby. Let's go here. He's Vegas is way off topic. Can anyone tell me what is so ironic about having 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife? Ask Alanis.
I was about to say. Ask her.
Jamal says, no. We love you, VT. You the GOAT. Robert says, Steelers success. AM, dude, the QB's coming out early in the draft is over. NIL money is too good. Let's go here to Mark Malone. Sometimes Cleveland only wins one game a season. You know what made me laugh yesterday when we talked to Tater Tart about Cleveland podcasts, and somebody was like, "Dude, why aren't you over there watching your own team?" He says they're too negative. Can you imagine a Cleveland Brown podcast? I mean, seriously, think about it for a minute. What would you say?
Yeah.
There's really nothing positive to say, and it hasn't been that way. It's been that way for 4 decades. Can you imagine? I might just have to go over to one of these Browns podcasts to see what's going on.
Like literally, like I would just be talking about Myles Garrett all day long. He's the only positive thing you have up there.
That's all I got.
That's what I'd be talking about how great he is.
Hey guys, remember that time we had that parade? That was really cool, bros, because we didn't win a single game. You know what I mean? Everything comes back to them being terrible. I don't know. I dig it. And I like the fact that I think it's funny the fact that Tater comes here because of that. Let's go to Vegas High. First round locks only should come out early. Come out early is what he's saying. Lindsay says I have zero optimism that we will win a playoff game. This team broke my heart this year. You know what? That Houston team was scary though. That defense on Houston. But again, we have to find ways to beat good teams. So, Jamal, who could see that mullet and head bend and band and not like Vanilla Thunder, bro? Let's be serious. Let's go to Vegas. Their quarterback went to the Pro Bowl. Who's did? You know what? So didn't yeah, he was
talking about the Browns. Yeah,
I know he's talking about. He went to the Pro Bowl and he stung. Remember Tyler Huntley when he went to the Pro Bowl and he stunk? That's why I hate what they're doing with the Pro Bowl because it's misleading. It is misleading. Raul, what's up, dude? Great seeing Raul back on the board. He says great Paris and the Prime Minister and his transgender wife. There you go. Great having you back on the board, Raul, as the Steelers are heading to Paris for the first ever game. The NFL will play in Paris, France. Lindsay says, I mean, they will win like 3 games a year. No wonder they are negative. Jamal waits. So Vanilla Thunder wants, he does, man. That's his guy. That's his dude. Vanilla wants Aller over Howard. You're the main reason I don't like Aller.
You better watch it out, Jamal. You're about to join Cody on the enemy list.
Vegas says Browns. Raul says Myles Garrett is the Jussie Smollett of the NFL. Guys, a couple more things we are going to talk about, Mike. I mean, we're around in third, but we're still in the mix of things here. Let's talk about. I promised I was going to talk some quarterbacks, which we have been talking about. Bill Cowher, Mike, of course, former coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He says that he's confident that that Aaron Rodgers will resign. Mike, he says, quote, Aaron will be there. At the end of the day, I think ultimately we all feel that Aaron will be here eventually. But Mike, again, last year when we had to wait till June to get the answer, is that what we're basically up against this year? Or will we know by Monday? Again, we have what do we have Monday? We have OTAs on Monday, Mike. When do you realistically believe that? And again, I know this is a big question just to kind of stick at the end of a show, but realistically, how much longer do you think on this Aaron Rodgers decision?
Probably
before the public gets their hands on it.
I'm gonna say June. Probably the same time as last year.
Yeah,
it'll come in and then be there in time for training camp and be ready to go for the stuff that he has to be there for the most part. Like OTAs, it'd be nice if he was there. Sure, if his contract is signed, he would be at OTAs, but I think he just wants to do training camp. And if that's what the organization says we're cool with, cool.
I know, but do you think it's cool? I mean, that's the debate. Obviously, the team says goes. I mean, that's not the debate here. The debate: do you think while everyone else is working their ass off, working hard to put together a good product, and somebody just doesn't feel like going to camp? You can see how that could rub people the wrong way. I mean, you're in the workforce. Imagine if you went every day and there was a guy that came and just didn't feel like doing it because he's worked at your company, not even the building that you're in, but he's worked at that company for a longer time than you did. And you're in there and you're working your ass off, and you find out that he just didn't feel like coming over these busy days on the holidays because he can. That rubs people the wrong way, I think. It should.
It should, but I don't think these guys understand it. It's Aaron Rodgers. He's not under contract, and once he signs, they know he'll be there.
All the business out
but
the window.
But they know once he's
football as a football team, people are like, bro, where's our guy?
But they're gonna rock with the guys that are there, and then when he signs and shows up, they're gonna rock with him. He's there, ready to go. And this is nothing new for these guys. It's like they've been dealing with this football in their whole lives. People come, people go. People transfer in from schools. They
But
transfer
just like
out from
anything, you
schools.
want the better case scenario for your team, your job. You want things to go good and work let me just give you an example. I don't even know. Yeah, here it is, Mike. Dunker sprinting. Dunker sprinting from drill to drill, shows up at camp in unbelievable shape. I'm like, this is a guy that's really showing by example of what it's like to be a winner. He's hustling. This is the first thing you learn in football when you play Mighty Mites. You're done with your drill. Hustle, get back in line. Let's go. That's that's what football is about. It's a hard sport to play. It's very physically demanding. You have Dunker coming in. Yes, he's trying to make a name for himself, Mike, but he's sprinting from drill to drill, trying to be a leader at camp. Who do you think that the players around him is going to respect more? The guy that's working his ass off, or the guy that just doesn't feel like showing up for camp because he did it long enough and he's going to be fine and everything is going to be perfect? These are the points I'm trying to make. It just doesn't sit well with everybody else around you. And I get what you're saying, and I don't even argue with your point.
Yeah.
My point being is I just think that anybody that you talk to that works their ass off, they don't want to see the person's also on their team, their roster, their workforce, whatever it is, just be like that. Again, it seems very elitist. It seems very what's the word I'm looking for? Privileged, it seems. And again, that, Mike, is certainly in a sporting event, a sporting team, could certainly rub people the wrong way. That's the only point I'm trying to make at the end of the day. Do I understand how it's going to play out? Absolutely. Did I see it play out last year? Absolutely. Is it going to play out similar to it did last year? Absolutely. But you have to understand, is guys are working their asses off, and not just rookies, second, third, fourth, fifth year guys working their asses off to compete. This guy, we're just assuming that he's going to come in and everything is going to be great because he's been there, done that. He doesn't need to be here. He doesn't need to get reps. He doesn't need to do anything. That's kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but that's just me. And I think that's where the issue that I have is, Mike, I just really feel that it's a team. You got to be part of a team. And if you wonder why you're not getting passes thrown to you through the season, well, maybe you would have found out if that quarterback would have been there doing OTAs. Maybe you would have found out why Roman Wilson would have found out why AR didn't like him, or maybe he would have learned how to be liked more, where he would have got more balls thrown to him, or you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you're a team. Why have one guy be so special and great that he doesn't have to perform and come and work out when everybody else does? That's my opinion, Mike. It's football. It's a team sport. It's more of a vibe. It's more of a feel. It's more of how the team feels about that, because I've been at the workplace where that's been the case. And again, it sucks, man, because again, you're carrying the load and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, he just doesn't feel like being here. But we're assuming that he's going to come and do great things. Mike, we don't even know that because again, he's 43 years old. I think that's more of a reason he should be involved early.
My whole thing is he's not under contract, so I don't care if he's not there for OTAs, but once he's under contract and he's there at training camp, you never heard Aaron Rodgers. You never heard anyone say Aaron Rodgers does not work hard when he's at.
I watched him play, Mike. He wasn't great. He was limited. He only had so many weapons. But at the end of the day, I mean, for everything that he passed up on, he should have been maybe better than what he was last year. Again, my opinion, he finished with the same record as Kenny Pickett when Kenny Pickett had no line, no offensive coordinator, no wide receivers. So at the end of the day, 10-7, just like Kenny.
10-7, just like Kenny, but better touchdown to interception ratio, better yardage.
Does any of that matter for anybody besides Aaron Rodgers?
Maybe if the defense is the only
person. Aaron Rodgers is the only person that's positive for on the team. So again, there you go. Aaron's getting his. The team. We'll move on, Mike, because I don't want to go on and on about it, but that's how I feel about it. Make your own judgments, of course, at home on the board, if you will. We have a few more things we still got to get into, so let me move along here, Mike. Let's talk about TJ Watt struggles. Now, this is interesting to me because over the past couple of years, you've seen the production of TJ Watt goes down, and people like Lindsay loves TJ. People that might see the writing on the wall of you could be using this quarterback one money elsewhere on the team to build a team. Mike, this is what former Steeler Braden Fajoko said, Mike, yesterday while talking about TJ. He says this, and this kind of goes back to something that was said last week. I think you might pick up on it. Let's go here. Braden Fajoko says this, Mike, when the scheme is so heavily dependent on edge rushers to get home, to have his boom or bust mentality, like, hey, TJ, need you to get home. TJ, get a sack, get a fumble for us. TJ, do this. TJ, do that. To me, playing for 3 years in Pittsburgh, I felt the Steelers were so reliant on the front four. When you do that, teams can scheme very, very easily to isolate those guys and create mismatches for them. He goes on to say, when the scheme is so heavily dependent on edge rushers to get home. Okay, so basically that's the same comment. I think that they're onto something here, Mike, and that's why I think the defense should, in theory, improve this year, because they're going to get away from those kind of things. Yes, let's just if the game goes awry, I'm sure TJ will hope that he knocks the ball out of somebody's hand, or he's going to sack Caleb Williams like a rag doll in the end zone. You know what I mean? It's almost back to you know to win, or you're depending on this one particular player to do all these things. I can't wait to see the new system, to be honest, offense, defense, and the thing from top to bottom, just to see, Mike, where changes are from those complaints that we've had, from what Braden Fajoko is saying, because this could be fixed easily if what he's saying holds any water. Just change things up a little bit. And again, Mike, we do know under the last coaching staff, how many times move the guy, put him somewhere else. You see all these rushers in the league that are successful being moved around. I know where TJ's going to be. You know where TJ's going to be. And guess what? Everybody that you're facing in January is definitely going to know where TJ's going to be. And guess what? That makes him ineffective.
I have a feeling we're going to see TJ Watt where we all expect TJ Watt to be, on that side, just rushing the passer. We saw a handful of times the past couple of years that he'd rush up the middle, would work, and then we'd never see it again. Now, I have a feeling it's TJ Watt. I think TJ Watt just wants to rush around that edge, and that's where TJ Watt's going to play. And do. Hopefully, the coaches.
Well, he makes all the money, so we're going to let him do it.
Probably.
It falls in that elitist kind of privileged bullshit again. This guy makes all the money, even though it's not positive, it's not effective, it's not going to work. We're going to let him do it because he's TJ Watt. I kind of think that this is bullshit.
He does not have that explosive first step anymore. He's never really been that strong. So, I'm not anticipating a great breakout year for TJ Watt the way that a lot of people are. I just don't see it, because you're just watching the games. Right? You just don't see the old TJ Watt anymore. It's there. It's in black and white. And the only way to, I think, get anything out of him is to make him play like an outside linebacker the way we used to play in the old 3-4 under Dick LeBeau. He has to drop back into coverage. He has to do all those little things he did before he broke the sack record, to what made him a complete football player that kept teams guessing of, is he going to rush? Is he going to drop back into coverage? Is he going to stunt to the inside to do some type of blitz that way? Is he going to go into the middle of the field to cover there? Is he going to track the running back out of the backfield? He needs to go back to doing those little things. He cannot just be, we're just going to rush. We're just going to rush. But we're going to move him here to where he's just going to blitz up the middle. We know he's just going to come into the backfield every play. So whether you move him around or not, you know where he's going to, what invariably he's going to do. He's going to go in and rush straight on. They have to use him like a traditional 3-4 outside linebacker. He has to do a little bit of everything. And I think that would be best for him moving forward in his career, because he's not blowing up the backfield the way he once was. And they got to use him in different ways, and he has to want to be able to do that. If not, it's going to be a hindrance on that defense.
A couple things, Mike. I do want to get on the board here because I'm seeing. I knew this one would kick some dust up, and rightfully so. Let's jump back on the board here, Mike. I have a few more things we're going to get into today, so let's just let's get through this for a moment. I'm going to start right here. Raul Miles will have more points on his driver license than the Browns score. Hey, you know what? That has nothing to do with the gridiron. That's fine. People get in trouble. We're human.
Yarmer Yager, almost had more points on his license than he had scored in the NHL, and he's like 5th all time.
We all got
production on the field, baby.
We all got points on our license. Let's go scoot along here a little bit though. Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Jamal, he says, all year I've heard Vanilla Thunder tell us he didn't like Aller, made me not like him too. I know that's the way Penn State fans are.
Mm-hmm.
We're so great, we're so good, but they never really do anything. But anyway, I'm used to it. Let's move on here a little bit. Let's go to Tortilla. Tortilla says if Mason said it wide, did Tomlin defend him and re-sign him? And if the NFL released that audio, they'd see Miles assault Mason and lie about it. It's kind of like a rape victim. Find out if he did say it, and if he didn't, go after one party or the other. You can't make the accusations if it wasn't said. And if he did say it, it certainly needs to be addressed. So I think that probably was handled wrong. Let's scoot on to Vegas. Vegas says, I knew it was fake as soon as I heard Juicy say there were 3 black guys in Chicago hiding in a bush at 3 a.m. in a snowstorm, hoping he would leave. Tortilla says Miles' career would have been over. Lindsay says Tomlin definitely defended Mason. Just saying, on national television. Tortilla is saying, let's go here to Mark Malone. Dunker drank 2 pots of coffee that day, pulling a cornholio. I like that. Lindsay loves Dunker. Mark Malone says, I think he makes a major difference for us this year. I think you're right. A lot of speculation on Dunker, Mike. People think that he's going to be good. And again, a lot of the energy, they're saying he's imposing. He's coming in and just kind of really working circles around other guys. So all good signs that you like to hear early. Not just, he looks good. He's they're really telling you all the things that he's doing, and I like that. Vegas very, very transparent. Vegas says miss eating oranges at half and trying to sneakily use the peel as a mouthpiece. Are you talking about little playing football?
Well, hell yeah, brother.
We got an orange, a mini Snicker bar, and a hug jug. That was what we got at our halftime as kids. A mini Snicker bar, one of the little guys, an orange, and a hug jug. Let's go to Jamal. Why do we love Dunker so much already? I think it's because of his insane hair. I mean, that's on the topical level. I would say that people like the crazy guy. People like Dennis Rodman. You know what I mean? I think that people just generally like people that are outside the norm. Generally, Jamal says Vegas. That's funny and nasty as fuck at the same time. Also, Tortilla. Same reason kids buy Fortnite skins. Looks cool. Mark Malone goes balls to the wall all the time. I do like that. I love his fight. That is certainly something that I'm fond of. Vegas says like a life of a 6-year-old was way easier. Mark Malone, A-Rod won't let the young guys get many reps once he shows up. Lindsay says, whoa. Jamal says, man, A-Rod couldn't see the field. He was slow as hell and missed wide open wide receivers. And you could argue some of the timing was off, which is something you take care of early in preparation. But Jamal says he checked the ball down every play. Lindsay, TJ had 1 year off. Well, and you got to go back to that streak of games that we lost 5 in a row 2 seasons ago. I think when TJ was healthy and in the lineup and was putting up goose eggs, I think that's where you've got to start. I think that's where you have to start if you're talking about that particular situation and how it bled over into last year. Jamal says, I'll stop it. Lindsay Tyrone says, with Arthur Smith, OC, I like Rod with McCarthy. Tortilla, A-Rod was the best quarterback we've had since Ben. Oh, absolutely. Surely wasn't Mitch Trubisky. Jamal says TJ Watt's production goes down after week 13 every year. The last 2 years it has for sure. And again, I think she's going to say something about the needle, but that's not even an argument. I don't, okay, he was hurt. I don't hold it. He did do it to himself. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know what? He's not playing, so I can't fault him for his lack of production while he's not on the field. Let's go to Lindsay. Mark Malone. I broke out the Krylon the other day, and I see 17 sacks for Watt this year. I would love it. If that be the case, listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to say I don't think it's going to happen. And we can argue why it could, why it can't, why it will, why it won't. I'm just going to say that I'm predicting that kind of season is not going to happen for TJ.
For as much money as he's making, that should be the bare minimum. Like, there once was a time we held superstars to insanely high standards.
Yeah, you're right.
Now it's, we like him, so if he does less than that, it's because we expect too much out of him. That comes with the territory. You're the highest paid player on the team. That's where the expectations are.
Mike, Lindsay's saying this. Lindsay's saying he stuck a needle in his own lung and laughed heavily at
because it was not done by the team's physicians. He had to bring his own people in to do it. They allowed him to use the facility, but the team was like, we're not going to do it. But if you're going to do it, you're going to do it here in case anything goes wrong. So, yeah, he did it to himself.
All right, let's do scoot along. Lindsay says when he's hurt, yes. Somber says playing for 3 years in Pittsburgh. Bro rode the bench. Lindsay says TJ is still an impact player, but he is an impact player. Lindsay saying no, it was the team, Mike. That is what she's saying. Also on the board, I'm going to continue to move forward here. Jamal, yeah. He wasn't hurt against Philly or the Cowboys. Let's go here to Tortilla. TJ has a bad year because of JPJ. Lindsay says, like I said, 1 year off, one off year. Jamal, TJ has lost a step. He'll get a few forced fumbles, but will be here. Will he be here when we need him most? Vegas says he hurt his ankle versus the Eagles. Jamal, yeah, that rookie, the rookie manhandled him. Also, let's go here to Lindsay. No, with the punctured lung, no, he shouldn't have come back. Mark Malone, they don't ask our defensive ends to drop anymore. Mark Malone, they're not outside linebackers. And also Tortilla says this. Youth called and told me TJ is fine. Let's go here. Jamal, left my ass off. I hope it was collect from somewhere other than Pittsburgh. Mark Malone says this. People were just used to him always doing it at Lindsay. Maybe when it doesn't happen, people are just kind of they expect it. Jamal said this. Lindsay, he's the highest paid player on the team. Absolutely, that's the thing. You don't need your highest guy on the team not getting it done. Ultimately, yes, that's asking a lot of the person. That's asking a lot of them to constantly get these results, but that's why you pay those particular players that particular kind of money. Rain, shine, needle, no needle, get it. You got to get it done. You're absorbing too much money to not be that player that they're paying you to be. Let's go. JJ Vegas says Lindsay, I know Mark scapegoat. Jamal Tomlin was a scapegoat. No more excuses for TJ. Let's go to Lindsay, and he deserved to be paid. He already took a discount to play here in his previous contract. Jamal, I haven't had a license in 20 years. Let's scoot up a little bit more here. Jesus, dude, Mark Malone said Vegas, lots of people in jail based on a story and no actual evidence is crazy. Jamal trying to catch me riding dirty. Weird flex Tortilla says, Lindsay, why don't we talk about other people's demise this year? Like Slay was terrible. I'll be the first to talk about Slay. That was
but Slay's not paid $40 million a year, and meant to be an impactful player game in, game out. He's
not paid quarterback one money. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if he was, that would certainly be a bigger story, of course. Jamal says they're not taking up a third of the salary cap. Tyrone says 5 was okay. 5 was okay. Tomlin's scheme was ass. DK had Smith, OC, and missed 2 games. Now Slay was definitely ass. Lindsay, TJ made 25 last year, not 41. Jamal says, shove it, Ty. Hey, what's up, dude? Sick Jones on the board. Great to see you. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Welcome to the show. Sick Jones says, what up, brothers? We are going to our first game this year. I can't wait. Never been to the Berg. That is awesome, Sick. I'm happy for you, man. I hope everything goes well and hope you have a great time. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't. Welcome. Tyrone says, Tomlin, let's have PQ guard Zay Flowers. Lindsay, he stuck a needle in his own lung. It's a kink. Tortilla says, Jamal, he says they were in a zone. PQ let Zay get behind him. Vegas, wasn't Krylon the paint Johnny Bench used to do commercials? It was the Krylon paint Johnny Bench commercials. And he was painting a bench, if I'm not mistaken. Lindsay says, no, it was the team. Tyrone, Tomlin, let's sign 34 corner, got cooked. Let's go to Jamal, I'm tired of you, Ty. I feel like we still blame Tomlin somehow if we had a bad season this year. Let's go to Lindsay. I mean, I don't think anyone is getting anything done with a punctured lung. Vegas, I could not give myself shots. But you know what? A lot of wrestlers do that shit. Like bodybuilders, they're always sticking needles in themselves. I mean, they're always poking around at their body. Let's go here to Ty. I'm tired of thinking Tomlin didn't let this franchise go to shit. Let's go here to Sick. He said TJ's the baddest motherfucker on there. I'm saying he gets 19 sacks and forces 4 fumbles. And Sick, I hope you're right. at the end of the day, I respectfully disagree with you, but I hope you're right because, again, we'll all be happy if that does, in fact, happen.
He's had 18 and a half sacks combined the last 2 years. So he has to do what he did last year, the year before, plus a half a sack more to get the 19 and more or less Mark Malone's prediction of 17 as well.
Jamal says zero losing seasons in 20 years. That is true. Dude says, what comeback player of the year tie and haven't won a playoff game since I was in high school.
Haven't won a playoff game since we drafted TJ Watt. Just saying.
We haven't won a playoff game in a decade. That's the longest time by the Pittsburgh Steelers of not winning a playoff game in the Super Bowl era. Let's go to Sick. He says, where's the best place to get a bacon cheeseburger? You know what? We don't have a lot of great like Whataburgers and In-N-Outs. We just don't have them here. We just don't. I apologize for that. I wish we had more, Sick, but there's plenty of things though to find here in the Berg to find it. It's pretty good food.
Wendy's.
He said Wendy's. He said Wendy's.
Hey,
let's go to Pittsburgh and get the Wendy's Baconator. Yeah. Let's do scoot along here. Let's go to Jamal. Jamal says that wasn't that long ago. Ronald, hey, Yinzers, God bless both you young gentlemen. We thank you, sir. And Ronald wins the game ball for calling me a young gentleman. Game ball for Ronald today. Tyrone says it wasn't. What year was it, Jamal? Somber. Jiu-jitsu guys and wrestlers also use needles to drain their own cauliflower ear. Very common. And with the juice, they're always sticking needles in their butt cheeks. I see like people, they do it like in the top of their ass cheek for steroids, I guess. Let's go here to Lindsay. That's TJ's fault. Come on.
Tyrone. He's been here and we haven't won a playoff game and he's been here.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was his fault that they.
No, it's not all his fault, but he's a contributing.
But he falls into the time where he's the face of this organization, and they haven't won a playoff game. So I mean, you gotta. I listen.
It's a contributing factor, not the lone factor, but a contributing factor.
You guys are both making a point. You're making a point. Neither of you are wrong. It's just
it was Ben's fault.
Who wants to give and who wants to give? I guess in the conversation, I don't think neither of you are wrong. Tortilla says playoff games. We play off games. Good one. Somber says I had a little bit, but I drained it. You can't even tell now. Lindsay, facts about TJ falling off is fine, but we blame TJ for no playoff wins and not winning games is insane. Football is a team sport, and I agree with that, Lindsay. That's something that Mike and I certainly bump heads with. Tyrone, that's not fully TJ Watt's fault with playoff games ever since he been retired. We haven't had offense until now, to be honest. Ty says, Jamal, hell yeah, steroids straight to the bung. LOL. My conspiracy theory suggests that TJ was shooting up them roids and hurt himself or a goat dust transfusion, and you're not the only person that thinks that. Jamal, you're not. Vegas Somber Randy Couture was an offensive O&A and said he used his calcified ears as weapons and would run them across his opponent's faces. That's say. You got to do what you got to do. Opie and Anthony, gotcha. The radio show, of course. Opie and Anthony. Vegas says a couple more things, Mike, and we are a few more minutes. I'm going to just go over a couple more things here, Mike. Just kind of let me blow through them, if you would. Iowa's head coach raves. Mike, Iowa's head coach raves about Weegen's return. His returnability. I'm sorry, saying he's as good as I ever seen, Mike. So again, yes, you're always going to hear positive things from your coaches, but to say the best you've ever seen, I can't wait to get a look at this kid because to say the best you've ever seen, that means he sees something that you don't see in a lot of other players. For that reason, I'm very interested to watch Weegen, Mike, as it coming in as a rookie, of course. Talking about a little bit more about rookies. This here is about Drew Aller, Mike. Steelers may have prevented the Ravens from drafting Drew Aller. Here's my thing is this. I think all the teams in the division, they know we have a quarterback situation, so they're just drafting everybody at this point. So we can't have a quarterback. That's what it seems. Cleveland, Baltimore, they're just cleaning house. They're taking every possible quarterback they can get, saying, hey, you know what? As long as we have them all, the Steelers can't have a good team.
That seems to be their strategy. They're just they seem to be casting a wide net, and whatever they get is okay. This is what we're working with. And it seems like the Steelers are being a bit more selective with their quarterbacks.
Absolutely. Let me just scoot along also right here. Omar Khan. You know what? I'm going to leave this one for last. This one is actually for Tyrone. I'm going to save it for last. Second to last, Ryan Shazier, who helped up in the scouting department, Mike. He is now for the Steelers. He is the team's alumni relation assistant. So Ryan Shazier, still in the organization. Love the man, Mike, as he does get a new job title.
Yeah.
He is now the alumni relations assistant.
Good for him. I'm just glad he's not the tackling coach.
And finally, this is for Tyrone. Tyrone, Omar Khan teases signing more player extensions before regular season. He says, we're talking to some guys, end quote. Omar Khan says that, Mike. He teases of signing more players extension before the regular season. We're talking to some guys. And you know what? There's some guys that deserve to be talked to, and hopefully they're the right guys, Mike, and the guys that we want to keep here and we want to extend. Of course, the four big names, three bigger than the fourth, I think. JPJ, Washington, Herbig, and then Benton. So hopefully those things kind of get pulled together here. And I know Ty, that'll certainly make him feel good because it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I just think Ty gets a little nervous about it, but I think it will happen.
They would be stupid not to extend him.
Absolutely. Let me grab a couple more of these messages here, Mike. So no head, Mike Tomlin in the house. Always great seeing Coach on the terrible board. Mike Tomlin says, so no head. I'm not sure what that's referring to. So let me get caught up here as we are, Mike, rounding third on the show. I'm going to go right here to Mark Malone. Think about all the D players talking about Tomlin's D. I know it's, but again, I don't want to go on about Coach T today. Tyrone says I have more faith this year. We can win. Tomlin, Smith, and Austin gone. We have a wide receiver core for the first time forever since 2023. Ronald, I don't hate Tomlin in a lot of ways. He's a great player. I agree. He's a great player's relation. But he's also a bit of a narcissist and hired the worst assistant coaches. I mean, do I have to mention more than Matt Canada? It's an interesting take. It's an interesting take, Ronald. Let's go to Lindsay. Lindsay says Tomlin was asked, glad he's gone. Vegas says Randy is an all-time great while posting a 19-11 career MMA record. Tyrone, Lindsay early in his career was great. From 2018 to now, yep, was ass. Lindsay said, yep, somber made-up title, but deserved. Glad they found a job. Absolutely. I like Ryan. And again, still in the organization. Good guy. Mike, why don't you tell everybody about the website?
Head on over to the2dumyinzers.com. Check it out. We got all the top Steelers stories posted over there. We have the links to all of our social media over there. We got the links to the merch store over there. Check it out, everyone, at the2dumyinzers.com.
Go check it out. A lot of cool things over there. Mike has done a lot of work. Him and RB and Chop, they do contribute to the page often, pretty regularly. Go check out www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com, guys. Go check it out. Today, the trivia question, Mike, I told you when we were talking a little bit before about Will Howard and Drew Aller. I said, keep that in mind. This may have something to do with the trivia question of the day. So, Mike, put on your thinking caps. Everybody at home, on the board, wherever you may be, put your thinking caps on as well. Here is your question of the day, guys. Here we go. Some may argue, Mike, that Ohio State and Penn State aren't exactly quarterback schools. Who does Google have listed as the most successful quarterbacks from both of these schools? So I mean, this isn't if we're splitting atoms and splitting hairs, you can say, well, I mean, this guy, I don't care what they said. If you were to type Google right now, tell me who they would say, who Google would tell you is the best all-time NFL quarterback out of each of those schools. That's the question of the day. Who is the best Ohio State and best Penn State player out of college to play in the NFL? That's the question. Take a minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week, right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every day, right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
Ty says Ohio State, but the question is, who's the greatest quarterback to come and play in the NFL out of each of those schools? That's the question of the day. Who would Google say? If you were to say to Google, who is the best NFL quarterback ever that came out of Ohio State, and then the same question with Penn State? That's what I want to know. Who would Google say is that guy, is the best QB out of both of those schools? Vegas is saying Collins for Penn State, not a bad pick right there. Tyrone is saying Ohio State. Let me grab a couple more of these messages here as everybody's thinking on this question of the day. Vegas says some fights, there were no weight classes way back in the day. Those fights look crazy. A skinny-looking guy versus sumo wrestler. That skinny guy was Royce Gracie. Let's go also here. Mark Malone, Arians Haley. LeBeau ran the team when they were here. Jamal says McCarthy isn't a better coach. Somber says this. I have UFC 1 through 5 on DVD. What are they up to? About 10,000 now? I do know that their pay-per-views they were at least all numbered. They've got to be getting up there. Tyrone says Tomlin said offense. What's that? Wide receiver 2. What's that? Vegas. Hopefully the team of coaches will be better overall. Mark Malone, just getting rid of Tomlin makes the team better. Jamal, I know why you like him, but Big Mac hasn't been relevant in a long time. Tortilla says Rashard Lemon Balls and Vanilla Thunder. You know what? That's really good as well. That is very funny, actually. Tyrone, oh yeah, he won playoff game 2 years ago. What about Tomlin? Ronald says at Penn State, Todd Blackledge. He was from Penn State and also a Steeler. That is his guess. Vegas says the Texans quarterback is from Ohio State, so I'll say him. Lindsay says, matter of fact, TJ Watt for both.
Well played. Well played.
She said she doesn't have a clue on that. And then also finally, Tyrone, QBs or overall quarterbacks. Who is the best quarterback ever to play in the NFL out of Ohio State and Penn State? Being that is the topic of conversation. Will Howard, Drew Aller, the big debate, the big conversation. Now, I want to know who the best actually were that came out of both of those schools that became something in the NFL. Should we be arguing over two guys that aren't really from quarterback universities? Mike, what's your thought process here for this question?
Okay, so me personally, I would say for Penn State, Kerry Collins. He had a much better pro career than Todd Blackledge. Ohio State, the only one that I can think of is C.J. Stroud. That's what
he's the best ever, is what you're saying?
I don't know many Ohio State quarterbacks. Now, knowing Google and their algorithm now and how kind of jacked up it is, I'm going to say Google is saying Todd Blackledge and Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow attended Ohio State. I have a feeling Google was confused and is going to say Joe Burrow.
Well, I'm just going to tell you that's not right. I mean,
okay. I got deep into the weeds on this one, brother.
Yeah, don't go with that pick.
Okay, I'm going to go Todd Blackledge, C.J. Stroud.
Todd Blackledge, C.J. Stroud. Is this your final answer?
Final answer.
All right. Let me lock you in, Mike. You are locked in on C.J. Stroud and also Todd Blackledge.
Yeah, I don't trust Google.
You know what? I got to be honest with you. A couple of these guys did become quarterbacks for the Steelers. Todd Blackledge and Mike Tomczak. Mike was from Ohio State. So, again, these guys were good backups for the Steelers. Is the writing on the wall? I don't know. Guys, question of the day. Who would you say Google has listed as the best quarterbacks out of Ohio State and Penn State to play in the NFL? Mike is saying Todd Blackledge, and he is also saying C.J. Stroud. Vegas says Joe doesn't count. F that. Let's see if anybody else has any guesses here. Tyrone is saying C.J. Stroud as well. Just crazy because he just came out. For some reason, it feels like there should be somebody better than C.J. Stroud to me. It just does. They're always good. Why is I don't know. I don't pay much attention to the Big Ten. Lindsay, matter of fact, TJ Watt for both. Let's go here, guys. This is the answer to the question of the day. Who would Google say is the most successful quarterbacks out of Ohio State and Penn State to both play in the NFL? Mike says Todd Blackledge and C.J. Stroud. A few different answers on the board here. The correct answer is C.J. Stroud and Kerry Collins.
Damn it. I thought a curveball was going to be thrown by Google.
One guy that's never won anything and one guy that did go to a Super Bowl and did lose, of course. Kerry Collins lost. But that is the answer, guys. C.J. Stroud, who's been in the league for 3 years and really, again, hasn't done anything. But, again, that's what made me think there should be somebody else that it should be. But call me crazy. Somber says, this is just why we don't trust that Google. What do we got, Mike? Tonight, don't forget Bucco's back at it today. Mitch Keller's on the hill. He'll be on the bump as the Pirates play Game 2 against the Colorado Rockies at home. It's a 6:40 start. Bucco's looking to improve on their 23-19 record, looking to win back-to-back games against Colorado tonight. Let's see. What do we got here? I do want to say a couple things before we do get ready to rock for today. I want to say, get thirsty. do stop by Giant Eagle and get yourself a 6-pack or 12-pack of Duquesne Pilsner, guys. It's now available at Giant Eagle and also wherever cases are sold. The people at Duquesne Pilsner, Mike, they always help us with promotion and include us in their promoting, and we'd like to thank them back. Swing by, grab yourself a case. Maybe you don't drink that much. That's okay. Swing by their social media pages and follow them. Like all that kind of fun stuff. It will help them out. We always have Duquesne Pilsner here in the studio on tap for every event, Mike, that comes along. It's made right here in Pittsburgh, and it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, you can also check out our social media, Mike. We are everywhere. You can check us out on Facebook. You can see us on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. And maybe even if you haven't yet today, do hit the like button down below right here. Hit the like, sub, share, leave a comment. It all helps in the algorithm, guys. We thank you so much for all of it. I do want to say what's up to I want to say what's up to Versa Campaigns. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the terrible board. He says LA or New York teams are the main teams that France likes. There you go. And they're getting a team from Louisiana and a team from Pennsylvania. So what are you going to do? Let's see. Let me grab a couple messages here, Mike, as we are starting to wrap things up for the day. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to do it all over again, of course. Let me grab a few here. I apologize if I'm not getting them all. I think I could get pretty damn close, though. Let's go. So, Lindsay, matter of fact, TJ's. Okay, we got that. Quarterbacks. CJ Stroud Ty says Vegas Royce is pronounced Royce in a Brazilian Portuguese. Vegas. Who was the old gamble dude? Schleister spelling? Also, Vegas Joe doesn't count. F that shit. Somber says UFC scheduled up until August this year, and that is the 330th. Okay, it's moving along. Ty says, great show, you bastards. We appreciate you as always, Ty. Thank you so much, my friend. Tyrone says, y'all better be better tomorrow, chat. Y'all keep bringing up JPJ. Haters, tell them, Mike. We thank you, Lindsay, as always. We hope that you have a great day, too. Young lady, let's scoot up here to Vegas. Connor Griffin changed his number to 6 for yesterday's game. 75 was an ugly number for a supposed future superstar. You got to like what you're seeing from Connor, though. I mean, he's catching up with everybody as far as everything. His numbers for a 19-year-old kid, I just turned 20, I'm sorry, for a 20-year-old kid are pretty amazing. I think we got a good one there. Let's go here to Tortilla. JPJ has long arms for no reason. Vegas says, are we still mad at France for and calling French toast freedom toast and the freedom fries? You know what? George W. Bush has been out long enough. 2001 was quite some time ago. I'm not going to hold it against him, Mike, but I certainly will be utilizing the wee a lot, Mike, as we move forward. There's going to be a lot of utilization of the wee on the show.
A lot of utilization of the wee, and maybe some love for General Lafayette.
All right, there you go, Lafayette. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you, everybody on the board, as you guys always do keep things interesting here on the show, and you are the lifeblood of this show. You drive the show, as a matter of fact, and we love it. We wouldn't have it any other way, guys. Thank you so much for everything that you do on the terrible board. Your words that, guys. Also, I want to say, everybody, thank you, everybody at home. Maybe you're in the car, maybe you're at the gym, maybe you're at work or listening or watching. Thank you so much, too. We will be back tomorrow at our regular time to talk about all of the stuff going on. Mike, the Buccos trying to win the series tonight. All the Steelers scoop coming. And, of course, tomorrow is schedule day. That's right. We'll be getting ready for the schedule release tomorrow. We got some leaks. We're probably going to see some more leaks today. But tomorrow, the big release, Mike, tomorrow night. So we'll get into that tomorrow during the show. Tortilla, Yinzers eat French toast with French fries. We put French fries on everything here. Tortillas. Summer says, wee. Everybody be sounding like R. Kelly. Ronald says this. I can tell you that Drew Aller is the highest rated number 1 high school quarterback that they recruited and signed. Before him, no quarterback that ever went to Penn State has ever been a top 100 high school QB.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. We appreciate that fact, Ron. That's awesome. Take a quick look at the time here. I do know, Mike, that you were always on a little constraint there at the end, so I always try to take care of you, brother.
Sorry, brother.
No, you're good. I do want to say, guys, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out. We love all you guys. We hope to see everybody back tomorrow. We'll be back at our regular time, as it is scheduled day. I can't wait, Mike. I cannot wait.
I can't wait either.
Again, scheduled tomorrow. We do know we have the Saints in France. That is the one that we do know. Vegas is Penn State. Didn't get Drew Aller any wide receivers. They all went to Ohio State. So there you go, everybody. Mike, your thoughts on today's show?
just let these two quarterbacks develop and battle it out. Boy, enjoy the ride with them. I hate European games when my teams have to play them. It ruins my whole day. But I'm going to try and embrace Yinzers in Paris.
All right, there you go. Vegas. Mike has to go study for his blood test. So we're taking it easy, crazy people. You too, my friend. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Do it all over again. It is scheduled day. We hope to see everybody then. We'll be getting into all that in great detail tomorrow. I do believe that's it, Mike. I'm going to swing around one more time. Anything? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Have a good day, everyone. This was fun.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow, guys. For Finch, for Derpy, for RB, for Chop, for Mike, myself, the two Dum Yinzers. Everybody have a great hump day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.